Sonny, can you plug me in the FX right below the purple cord? Oh, no. Plug me in aux. Yeah. And talk to me.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, your mic's just a little bit low, but...
Okay.
Alright, test 1, 2, test 1, 2, 3, test 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Phone, your cell phone is ringing. We still need to do the backup anyways, just because we need to do the bag phone anyways as a backup because we've had problems the last couple of times. So I'll call that in right now. Let's stay on this line. That's all. All right, I'm gonna unplug the barracks and plug it back in. Hold on one second. I'm gonna put the cell phone down. All right, so the barracks should be recycling through, and we'll see if that fixed our ailment. If it's not, I have no problem just going bag phone the whole night because I don't want to mess with it if it's bad tonight. Okay, and it sounds good. All right, cool. Well, let's go ride it. What? I'm gonna try to monitor it in my ear best I can, but if it starts getting bad, text me. Did you see my text message tonight? Is your phone getting my message? Okay. And I mean, if we have to, when we go into a commercial break, we'll just switch if it gets bad. But let's only switch during a break. And if it gets bad during game, I might take a break just to switch. But I mean, as long as there's no internet being used out there, it should be okay. The only internet is I need you to go start the web stream when we go on air here after you get us on the air. Okay, yeah. So I think we're about less than a minute away. We'll go at 5:30. All right, thanks. start, just kind of broad overview, end of an era. Good evening to you. Hope to find you well as we join you tonight in Hermiston High School's doghouse. It's the Purple Gym, and high atop the Purple Gym, I sit alongside Sonny Libby. I'm Eric Olson with our studio engineer, Julian McNally. We hope to find you well as we start the Sway Motors pregame show. Doubleheader tonight, the Hermiston basketball teams will be hosting the Pendleton Buckaroos, and it very well could be the last time, at least for a long time, that these teams meet. I've had kind of moments of nostalgia over the last couple of days thinking about this rivalry, thinking about my favorite moments. We'll touch on those and Sonny's as well throughout the evening, but it's a little bit bittersweet to think that this is how the regular season is going to end, and this is how a long, storied, almost decade-long rivalry is going to come to a close.
Yeah, it is, and it's, I guess if you have to, in the long-time eras of the bigger schools, Pendleton had their great runs of good basketball and everything. Hermiston's had theirs. Hermiston's just moving to the next level, and we're just going to have to go, adjust and deal with that.
It's not out of the question that these teams play each other in non-conference basketball. It is seeming less likely that it's going to happen next year, but the schedules are not locked in stone yet for next season. We just know that there are only 4 non-conference basketball games for Hermiston once they join the Mid-Columbia Conference in the WIAA. You think about the monumental component of this matchup. There haven't been that many times, however, where they've met the last game of the season and the conference title is on the line. That's going to be the case in the second half of our doubleheader tonight when the boys meet. But before we get there, grudge match kind of for the Hermiston girls. They don't want to go out on a 5-game losing streak against Pendleton. They got one of the games last year. It was here in Hermiston, but Pendleton has been able to win time and time again over the last 2 years, and Hermiston has been this season oh so close a couple of different times.
Yeah, they have, and Hermiston, in the end of it, it just looked like Hermiston had run out of gas or got a little bit nervous, not figuring that they should have been that close with Pendleton. This girls team is a very good Hermiston team. All they got to do is stay the storm, and they can put this Pendleton team away.
Couple of second-year head coaches doing battle tonight. Kevin Porter against Hermiston's Juan Rodriguez. We'll catch up with Juan when the Sway Motors pregame show continues in 2 minutes here on AM 1360 KOHU.
tonight is senior night for our girls varsity basketball players and team manager. Head coach Juan Rodriguez and his assistants would like to thank these 5 girls for their hard work, leadership, and dedication to the Hermiston High School girls basketball program the past 4 years. Now, senior girls, when you hear your names called, please step up onto the main floor to be joined by your parents. Coach Rodriguez would like to offer a token of appreciation to all 5 of you. First, let's please welcome the team manager, senior Kylie Green. Kylie's parents are Scott and Holly Green. Also, please welcome senior athlete Ellison Green. She's a twin sister to Kylie, and of course her parents are also Scott and Holly Green. Senior athlete Hannah Earl. Hannah's parents are Derek and Beth Earl. Senior athlete Madeline Jewell. Maddie's parents are Greg and Val Jewell. Senior athlete Reagan Myers. Reagan's parents are Jim and Christy Myers. And finally, senior athlete Hannah Thompson. Hannah's parents are Bruce and Lindsay Thompson. Fantastic job to all of these 5 senior athletes and team manager to the Hermiston High School basketball program. Very well appreciate all of your leadership and dedication to the program. Fantastic job. One last time, let's give a big hand and round of applause to the 5 senior athletes.
How you doing?
2 minutes.
You're here just in time for your interview.
Sure. What do I say? I've never done this.
I don't know.
Good.
We're new too.
We'll go ahead and start the 5 minutes of our final part of the program before the girls' varsity game between Hermiston and Pendleton.
Have you seen the shirts? The rivalry ends tonight.
Senior, I'm wondering if Casey going to pull the senior starters out tonight?
No,
Good. Never did that in my entire career.
neither. We're going regular.
Yeah, I went to I don't care how bad it was. I knew it.
Well, there's too much on the line in the boys' game, and there's enough on the line in the girls' game.
Yeah, so see.
All right. I'm Eric East Sunday. It's the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth here in Hermiston as the Bulldogs and the Buckaroos get set to battle. It is their 3rd meeting this season. Pendleton has won each of the first 2. 61-52 at their place last time the two teams played on the 9th of this month, and then the first meeting went to Pendleton 49-44 here at Hermiston. And Sonny, I've had conversations with a couple of the Hermiston coaches and practices, and you know, I've kind of been frank. I've thought about it. I've tried to figure out what the ingredient has been, and quite frankly, I think Pendleton has won all the hustle categories in the first two games, and that's the difference in the two teams. I don't think that skill-wise, Hermiston is outskilled by Pendleton. I think they just, you know, Caleb McLaughlin crushed them on the rebounding last game, and they've been beaten to second and third chance balls, and second and third chance buckets have been the difference.
Yeah, it is. You know, whoever wants the basketball once it gets on the court like that, you know, and the first time around, very close game, could have went either way up until the very end of it, and it was the same way in Pendleton until that last, you know, actually 45 seconds. When all of a sudden, you know, things just blew up on Hermiston, and Pendleton hit a three-pointer. Then they had a basket and a three-point play on there. So in Hermiston, it was actually a three-point game, I believe, then.
Yeah, it was not what we ended up with at 61-52, a 9-point game. Now, another interesting component to the Columbia River Conference is tonight over in the Dalles, you've got a split setting. They will have the boys in one location, the girls in another location. And the girls game and the boys game are each playing for the playoffs. Is whoever wins tonight in those Dalles Hood River Valley games will be the number 3 seed. They'll go to the number 4 seed out of the Northwest Oregon Conference. For the Pendleton girls, they know they're the number 1 seed. They're the conference champions. They will get moved into the top 8. They're number 10 right now. And they will get to 8 and bump somebody out of the top 8. In fact, they and Bend will both bump teams out of the top 8 and get to host games against teams that would be theoretically and mathematically higher ranked. In our nightcap, the winner is the conference champion. The loser will be the number 2 team. The number 2 team, and this is important for Hermiston, will be hosting the number 6 team out of the Northwest Oregon Conference in the middle of next week. So one of the things you think about going into tonight for Kevin Porter's team, Sonny, Pendleton plays tonight, and then they won't play again for 10 or 11 days.
Yeah, and that can put a lot of rust on a good basketball team if they've been playing well lately. And you know, and what we've seen out of Pendleton, like you said, they have a lot of hustle. They have a lot of different aspects to their basketball game. But look for Hermiston to go ahead and maybe throw another wrench into it and keep this thing tight down to the end, and maybe, just maybe, sneak one out of there.
Bell 3/4 full right now. Fans still filtering in. The student section is almost at capacity. They gave away t-shirts tonight. They gave away cupcakes tonight. They had cupcakes with Hermiston logos, and they had cupcakes with Pendleton logos. The shirts that they gave out, choose kindness, and on the back it says the rivalry ends 2018. This is the last time these teams will play, and obviously over the years there's been plenty of opportunities of vitriol. There have been plenty of opportunities where the rivalry has gotten very, very fierce. But there have also been times when we celebrate the fact that these are two programs that have battled to gain notoriety in their various sports across the state when it's hard to get attention in Portland and Eugene and Salem and Corvallis and Medford when you're all the way out here. At least that's the way the West Side thinks, all the way out here in Eastern Oregon.
Well, you know, and that was one of the things that we were able to go ahead and you know, have when Billy Gates was out here was that, you know, we were able to have that local broadcast or local reporting from a guy here, and then he moved to the West Side, and so we were shooting him everything. So you're right, it is awful hard to get anybody from the west side of the state to come over here and take a look at Hermiston, and maybe that's good because those players and those teams over there, unless they've been in some of these other, you know, summer tournaments and stuff like that, have not seen us.
Well, there's plenty of familiarity here tonight, and Honestly, a best case scenario would be all 4 teams that are playing tonight will be in Corvallis at Oregon State University for the 5A state tournament in about 2 weeks. But that's a long ways away. We close the regular season tonight here in the Doghouse. We start with the Hermiston girls and the Pendleton Buckaroos. On the other side of this 2-minute break, it's anthem time here at Hermiston High School on your Swim Motors pregame show. Keys Sunny. It is AM 1360 KOHU, and we welcome you if you're joining us online at GoHermiston.com. Hermiston girls hosting the Pendleton Buckaroos. It's the first of our doubleheader tonight here at Hermiston High School, and it's time to meet the teams. The visitors are wearing an all-green uniform with gold numerals in lettering tonight, hailing from the east side of Umatilla County. Pendleton comes in with a 17-6 record, 8-0, and they are the Columbia River Conference champions, trying to finish off a perfect 9-0 season, something Hermiston was able to do 4 consecutive years. Pendleton has won 9 straight in 16 of 17 since they started the season, losing 5 of their first 6 when they didn't have some of their key players. That included Kayla McLaughlin, who will start tonight with Maureen Davies. Riley Gettner, Jaden Lemberger, and Hallie Porter round out the starting 5 for second-year head coach Kevin Porter. He is joined by assistant Kim Tabor, JV coach Juan Murphy, the JV2 coaches Sarah Davis, the managers at Pendleton, Brooke Sander and Leanne Machado. The trainer is Debbie Green. The superintendent is Chris Fritsch. The principal is Dan Greeno. The athletic director at Pendleton is Troy Jerome. And his assistant, as ever, is Anita Lewis. Buckaroos averaging 51.9 points per game. They give up 46.2 points per game. And Sonny, for them, it starts with McLaughlin and Davies on the inside.
Yeah, it does, and that's where Hermiston was able to, start well in Pendleton the last time in trying to avoid Davies getting off to a start. And the one thing that she did, and Hermiston here also, but Davies happened to hit all of her free throws over here and struggled a little bit in Pendleton. But that's what it's going to go right through the middle again, down on the low post between those two young ladies again.
They've dropped the lights here at Hermiston High School, getting ready to introduce the Bulldogs starting 5. And there is one change from the last time we were on the air with the Hermiston girls. They will start the underclassmen, a 5'7" sophomore, Jaslyn Romero at the point guard. The 5'10" junior forward, Maddie Wilson. and the 6'3" junior forward Jordan Thomas. The 2 seniors of the 4 seniors honored tonight on senior night in the starting lineup. The 5'11" senior and the defending Columbia River Conference Player of the Year, Maddie Jewell, and not to leave out, last but not least, the 5'9" senior Hannah Thompson. Romero, Thompson, Wilson, Thomas, and Jewell for Ron Rodriguez, the second-year head coach, 5th year with the girls program. 8 years total here as a coach in Hermiston, where he graduated back in the mid-2000s. Mallory Moss, 2012 graduate who never lost to Pendleton, is his assistant. Dennis Stephanie in his 3rd year with the JV girls program. Freshman coach Ron Civi, and is assisted by his daughter and Juan's wife, Amanda Rodriguez. Strength and conditioning coach is Emily Strout. The trainer is Dan Emery. Superintendent in Hermiston is Tricia Mooney. The principal is Tom Spoo. As ever, the athletic director, the administrator of the year in the Hermiston School District, Larry Usher, and he is assisted by ever important to the athletic program and mother of Hannah Thompson, Lindy Thompson. Bulldogs are 10-3, 6-2. Second place in the Columbia River Conference. They average 44.9 points per game. They give up 45.2. All white uniforms, Bulldogs across the front in purple, purple numerals and lettering in a little bit of gold trim. Vern Carlson in the jump circle, Greg Clark and Jem Hemphill out of the Blue Mountain Officials Association working tonight's game. Jordan Thomas to jump against Maureen Davies. The Bulldogs will be attacking left to right. And we are underway. Round 3 of Hermiston and Pendleton in 2018. Bulldogs win the tip, and Jaslyn Romero throws onto the right wing for senior Hannah Thompson. Thompson and Maddie Jewell, who catches there. The seniors along with Alyssa Green and Hannah Earl. Under the basket, Thompson gives it up to Jewell. Short on the shot, McLaughlin with the rebound. And she was dominant, 16 rebounds in the last meeting between the two. On the left wing, Hallie Porter will pull up, long 3, way short. Jordan Thomas has it poked away, but it's out off of McLaughlin. And that's the kind of play we talked about in the Sway Motors pregame show, Sonny. Jordan has to go to the ball and not let McLaughlin get around her.
Yeah, she's got to get on her horse, per se, and just go after the basketball. That time there, McLaughlin almost stole that to be able to get a lay-in off of her.
Full court pressure shown by Pendleton, and Jewell will bring it into the front court with McLaughlin on her hip. Picked up her dribble, far sideline, hands off to Romero, who starts to yo-yo. 45 seconds in, Hermiston's second possession. Jewell out top to Thompson, and around the perimeter they go. Inside to Thomas. Thomas against Davies. Stuck on the right block, puts up a 6-footer, rattles home. Down inside, they get a look to Jordan Thomas on the post, and a minute in, Hermiston is out in front, 2-0. Porter, the diminutive guard, will wait for Davies and McLaughlin to set up screens at the top of the key. Use neither, leave to McLaughlin, top of the key, 3 ball, way off left and into the hands of Jewell. Jewell bounces near sideline, and Romero brings it into the front court for Hermiston. Bulldogs up by 2, 6:38 on the clock. Romero throws near sideline to Thompson, lobs it in. Thomas there, double team comes, turns and flips it over the top of McLaughlin. Davies rebounds the rim out. 6:25 left in the first quarter, 2-0 in favor of Hermiston as Porter walks it into the front court. Right fist above her head, 4 across, fanned across the elbows, and the elbows extended. McLaughlin catches top of the key. Thomas will give her space. McLaughlin will drive in. Thomas blocks it away on the right block, and McLaughlin's a little slow to get back into the play. Hermiston's got numbers. Thompson leaves it for Romero, right wing, 3 ball, nothing but the bottom of the net, and a roar from the crowd starts to build the energy inside Hermiston as it's near capacity now. 2 minutes gone, 5-0 Hermiston. Right side, Lemberger's first take and a blocking foul on Jordan Thomas under the basket against the guard Lemberger, who earns a pair of foul shots.
Yeah, that time there, Lemberger went around. Jordan's just got to, understand one thing. If she's going to give the baseline, then just get the arms straight up.
Both teams are going to have to contend with noise here tonight. It is possible that these are the biggest student sections we've seen in the series this season. 2-for-2 trip for Lemberger, and Hermiston's lead is 5-2 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the opening quarter. Romero between the rings, picks up her dribble, hounded out top by Gettner. Good defense there by Riley Gettner. Backdoor pass to Romero. She's got it top of the key again. Comes left, past Jewel, and now out on the far sideline. Dribbles baseline and is fouled on the way to the basket by Gentner. She got out onto the sideline. That dribble behind her back move got her just a touch of space, forced Gentner to commit the foul and send Romero to the line with 2 foul shots coming.
And that's what she's going to have to do, Eric. She's going to have to go ahead and create that way to get that separation or take the long ball.
Now, Jasmine Romero is short on the first foul shot. This has, not just this year, but historically been an area that Hermiston has not been as good as you would expect from a program that is as successful as Hermiston is. They're trying to make it 25 years in a row, I believe. Ball tipped out of bounds by Pendleton on the other end on a forced interior pass. Yeah, with 5:19 left in the first quarter, still a 5-2 Hermiston lead. But the Bulldogs for over 2 decades have made it into the postseason. No matter what happens tonight, ball tipped out off of Thompson last on a bad inbounds pass from Jewel. And now Pendleton will inbound on their baseline. Bulldogs will have to win next week in their play-in game to get back into the playoffs. They'd like to get a win tonight, a win next week, and get themselves all the way back to Corvallis. Shot on the left wing, short by Limburger, rebounded. Hermiston's got it. Romero down the far sideline. Hermiston looking to add to on a 3-point lead. Down inside, Thomas catches in traffic and gets a foul drawn by Thomas on Maureen Davies, earning Jordan Thomas a trip to the line for 2. Now the 6'3" junior post, Sonny, is actually one of the more consistent foul shooters Hermiston has. She does have a very nice touch from 15 feet.
Yes, she does. And Eric, they gave that foul to McLaughlin.
Oh, McLaughlin, not Davies. Coming down late on the help defense. One of 2 trip for Thomas, but down the far sideline. Lemberger will pull it, and now back out to Porter at the top of this ring. Right side, Lemberger, pull up, long 2, off the back iron. McLaughlin battling for the rebound, goes tumbling. It's saved, and last touch by Thompson, who ends up face first in front of her own bench. Juan Rodriguez looking dapper. Shirt and tie tonight for him, and Dennis Stephanie and Ron Civi. With senior night, they always wear the shirts and ties on senior night. Interior pass tipped out of bounds. Thompson working hard. She had a great game, even though it was a loss at Pendleton.
And she's the energy right now for Hermiston on the defense, Eric. She is dove for the ball to try and save it on the end line, and just about took the ball away that time.
Inside to Davies, blocked by Thomas. Romero saves it back into the paint, and McLaughlin is fouled by Thomas coming across, and Jordan just picked up her second foul.
No, they gave it to Maddie Jewell.
4:38 left in the first quarter, 6-2 the Hermiston lead. I'm going to be honest, that's 2 fouls in a row that I'm not really sure are correct. Porter, 15-footer right baseline, missed. Rebound, put back. McLaughlin goes down to the floor. Porter palms to the sky on the other end of the floor, and I think that the second-year Pendleton head coach has a point, as McLaughlin looked like she was hammered by Jordan Thomas. Bulldogs possess up by 4, 4:20 left in the first quarter. Far sideline, Romero, defended well and closely by Gentner. Pendleton does not want Romero to get going. Wilson puts a pass inside. It's tipped out last by Thomas. And it'll be Pendleton ball on just a poor interior pass that was forced between traffic, and now a timeout given to Pendleton. 30-second variety with 4:11 left in the first quarter. And Hermiston's lead is 6-2 after a 5-0 start. Things have really slowed down for the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, they have a little bit, a little bit of sloppiness on the Hermiston end and some fouls, and when Hermiston goes on the offense, we can't force that ball in like you saw there. If they're going to put it into Jordan, they need to get it up to where she's reaching with her offhand, get the ball in, pull it in, so she doesn't have to bring it down below her shoulders. And that was a pass that, could have been there, but you just can't throw it through 4 arms.
Out of the Pendleton timeout, Hermiston's lead is 6-2. 4 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Near capacity here at Hermiston High School, but there are still seats available. conference title on the line in the boys game later on tonight. Down inside, Sydney Stephanie is into the game for Hermiston. Tipped there by Thompson, and Stephanie ends up with it with the steal. Porter pressuring Stephanie. Thompson double teamed in the backcourt, slows up, flips to Stephanie down the near sideline. Into the right corner for Jewel and back out to Thompson. Now Romero will take it at the jump circle, backing up to reset. High screen from Thomas as Lemberger defends. Romero, runner from the left elbow, high off the glass, and it rattles home. 5 points for Jaslyn Romero, 8-2 Hermiston, with 3.5 minutes left in the opening period. Lemberger down the right wing. Pass Romero all the way to the 10, short on the layup. Rebounded by Thomas, and she flips to Romero for Hermiston. The Bulldogs lead is 6 with 3:20 left in the first quarter. Jewel left wing, gives back to Romero, flips near sideline to Thompson, into the right corner, gives to Stephanie, rifles it back out to Jewel. Jewel hands off to Stephanie. Stephanie lobs it across. Thompson left wing, 3 ball, off the front iron, short rebound, pings out into the hands of Gettner for Pendleton. Long pass by Porter up to McLaughlin left wing. She'll lob it underneath to Davies, who saves it back in towards the Hermiston students, and Gettner keeps it in place. Lemberger back out to Porter, and they'll set up. Down by 6 with 2:48 left in the first quarter. Davies at the foul line, hands off. Gettner, top of the key. Long 3, rebounded by McLaughlin, back out. Porter right wing 3. That one rims around and out, and McLaughlin's got it in traffic. Steps to her right and has an easy lay-in as Jordan Thomas went to the floor. McLaughlin's got her first points of the game. That's where she does almost all of her work, on rebound putbacks. It's got the Hermiston lead down to 8-4 with 2:23 left. Right wing, Romero 3 ball, too hard on that one. Davies tips it out of bounds, however, and it'll stay Hermiston's possession.
Yeah, that's Eric, you know, when Maddie gets the ball out there on the top one, she's got McLaughlin clear out there running at her. She needs to go ahead and put that ball in the air, go ahead and take that shot, get McLaughlin to go ahead and come running to her.
Samantha Spreed comes in for Pendleton, as does Reagan Myers, another senior for Hermiston. Missed shot, and Pendleton has the ball. Down 8-4 with 2:05 left. Left wing, and a traveling violation on Jaden Lemberger on the near sideline. So it's a 4-point Hermiston lead, and to the scorer's table is the sometimes hot shooting freshman Josie Wilson for the Buckaroos. Bulldogs lead is 4, just about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Romero will bring it into the front court on a slow jog. Spreed will pick her up at the top of the key. Myers holding about 30 feet away out top. Lob it inside. Jordan Thomas on the right block will go against David, is in hit on the arm. And Maureen Davies this time is called for her first foul. Third team foul on Pendleton. $1:48 left in the first quarter. And it's a chance for Jordan Thomas to add on to the 8-4 lead. She is 1 of 2 at the line tonight. Hermiston is 1 of 4. Will foul shooting become a storyline? Boy, we would hope not, for both of our hearts. Katie Brott will check in for the Buckaroos and give McLaughlin a break with 1:48 left in the first quarter. Brott stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and she is a junior. Thomas hits the second, and Hermiston's lead is extended to 9-4. Thomas will get a break herself. Maddie Wilson will come into the game, and Hermiston is essentially at a 5-guard lineup, although Reagan Myers is kind of a guard forward. Between the rings, Porter will hold it for Pendleton and back up towards the jump circle. High pick from Davies, and a carry. The ball is called. Oh, Jeff Hemphill, I think he missed that ball, tipped off of Sydney Stephanie.
Yeah, and Sydney reached out and from the underside gave it a little pop upwards, and he thought that she just completely missed it, and unfortunately for Pendleton.
Bulldogs and the Buckaroos on AM 1360 KOHU Hermiston. 90 seconds left in the first quarter. 9-4 Hermiston's lead. Hannah Thompson in the left corner. Up top to Maddie Wilson. Flips it with the left hand over into the corner for Romero. She drives into the paint. Bodies go flying. Wilson right wing 3-ball. Off the back iron. Myers steals away the rebound from Wilson. Out to the left side. Thompson tray. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Hannah Thompson. 12-4 Hermiston with 1:05 left. Up court, right side, Wilson fouled by Myers on the fast break. Pendleton racing down the floor the other end, and Hermiston, third time tonight they have not got back in transition.
Yeah, and that time there, Myers did what she had to do. You know, she made sure that she didn't get the ball up to the rim.
Maker Wilson earned the foul shots. She had 6 points here in the first game of the series, and they all came from the foul line on 7 tries. But then the contrast was Maureen Davies was 2 of 11 that night from the foul line. 1:03 left in the first quarter. Wilson is short on the second. Rebound to the right side goes Hunter Keeley. She's short. Rebound put back, and Pendleton is dominating the offensive boards. Brott's got it back in to cut the Hermiston lead down to 5. Final 48 seconds left in the first quarter. Wilson holding up top, now gives to Myers, left side for Thompson, just hit a 3 there. Top of the key, Stephanie for 3, off iron right, and Keeley's got the board for Pendleton. She shifts around, and Romero comes and picks a pocket, tips it back in as she's falling out of bounds. Stephanie, Romero, right wing, 3 ball, little bit hard. Myers gets another rebound in traffic, and she is tied up. Great play by Jasmine Romero to attack, as she saw Pendleton was a little discombobulated with a bunch of forwards under the basket after they got the defensive rebound. She just couldn't get that 3-pointer to fall in. 12-7 Hermiston, 20 seconds left in the first quarter. And we'll see how much banter back and forth we get from the student sections. Hermiston just tried a, we can't hear you, brought at the right elbow holding. Up top, Sprite blocked away by Romero. She gets it on the left wing, throws it across. Keeley at the foul line, hoists up with jumper. It's off iron. Lemberger on the baseline flings it back in, but there's the buzzer, and that's the end of the first quarter. Hermiston's lead is 12-7 after 1 period here at Hermiston High School. We'll be back in 1 minute on KOHU. Eric and Sunny with you at the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth at Hermiston High School tonight. Second quarter starts of the girls' game. Left elbow jumper for Jasmine Romero, way too hard. Long rebound pings all the way out to half court, and Jewel picks it up in the backcourt. Hermiston will possess again, leading 12-7 after 1 quarter. Jasmine Romero with 5, Jordan Thomas with 4. Romero and Hannah Thompson have each hit 3-pointers. Ball tipped out of bounds. Thomas struggling possessing the ball underneath in traffic, and another Hermiston turnover. Pendleton has led the rebounding game in the first quarter, and that's frankly one of the reasons this is a 5-point game.
Yeah, they've got 12 rebounds in that first period. Hermiston's 7, and you're exactly right.
Porter forces up a 15-foot runner in traffic, and Jules got the rebound and then is fouled at the top of the key on the defensive side for Hermiston. The foul for Pendleton will go against Jaden Lemberger, her first. Nobody in foul trouble. All the fouls have been the first on a player. Pendleton's got 4 team fouls, Hermiston's got 3. Bulldogs attacking left to right in the home white uniforms. Maddie Wilson, top of the key. Not even thinking about a shot. Right side for Jewel. They want to get it inside to Thomas. Pendleton zoning right now. Jewel back up top. Steps to her left against McLaughlin. Leaves for Stephanie. Stephanie zigzags through traffic. Righty scoop shots off the front iron, and then a foul Rebounding foul called on Jordan Thomas. That's her second. She went through McLaughlin trying to get to that ball. Stephanie got a great look but couldn't finish right at the rim.
Yeah, unfortunately for that. And then, you know, Jordan, like I said, she's just got to go straight up on these things, Eric. Can't afford to have her on the bench like this.
She goes to the bench and Reagan Myers comes back in with 6:40 left in the second quarter. Hermiston's advantage is 12-7. Lemberger lobs it inside to Davies, steps to her left in traffic, the jumper up, glass and good. Got switched on to Stephanie, and so she realized the mismatch and was able to finish to give Pendleton the first points of the second quarter. A minute and a half in, and Pendleton's whittled the lead down to 3. Stephanie flips into the right corner from Myers. Myers holding there, lobs it back out top to Wilson. Floats it across to Romero into the corner for Stephanie. Flips it back out on top to Myers. Myers to Wilson and lobs it into the near side. Romero works into traffic and is fouled on her way into the hoop. She'll earn 2 foul shots. Hermiston was 2 of 6 from the foul line in the first quarter. Pendleton, in contrast, 3 of 4. Romero missed both of her foul shot opportunities in the first period. This time she's there on a foul by Samantha Spreet, the first on the sophomore and the 5th on Pendleton. Spreet will come out and Gettner will come back in as Romero hits the first. The sophomore was a starting point guard a year ago. Hermiston won 1 of the 3 matchups last year as Pendleton won the conference title. Pendleton's won the conference title again this year. Romero's second goes begging. It's a 13-9 Hermiston lead. 2 minutes plus gone in the second quarter. Near sideline for Gettner. Gettner flips it across, and Stephanie's got a steal. It was like the pass was thrown to her. Stephanie out to the right wing. Leaves for Wilson. Wilson to the lane and is held on her way up to the shot. Maddie Wilson earns 2 shots. She brought that ball all the way down below her right hip, kind of shielding it away from Jaden Limburger, who gets called for hitting her on the arm. 16 foul on Pendleton. With 5:44 left in the second quarter, they're in the bonus the rest of the way. Wilson cannot get the first foul shot to go. And Lemberger with 2 fouls has to come to the bench. And right back in is the freshman Josie Wilson. Sydney Stephanie gets a break, and Hannah Thompson returns. So Thomas, Hermiston's key post player, Lemberger, Pendleton's best perimeter shooter, are both on the bench with 2 fouls. Wilson hits the second of the 2 foul shots to extend Hermiston's lead to 5. 5 minutes, 38 seconds left, second quarter. Right side, step in front of the pass. Wilson's got a steal down the far sideline. Racing past McLaughlin, left side misses the lay-in, and McLaughlin gets it for Pendleton. Out to Wilson. The freshman flings it across near side to Porter. Lobs inside. Myers tips it away from Davies, but to Gettner. Gettner circles into the paint. Righty hook shot off. McLaughlin rebound. Put back, turns around Jewell and flips it in. McLaughlin's second bucket of the game. Both have been rebound putbacks, and Hermiston's lead is back down to 3. Almost 3 minutes gone in the second quarter. Romero leaves it for Myers into the corner, gives to Thompson. Flings it back out to Romero. Romero yo-yoing between the rings. High pick from Jewell coming to her right. Romero works into traffic, flings it up and gets a back iron roll. High off the back iron and gets a nice touch to give Hermiston a 16-11 lead with 4:44 left in the second quarter. Romero's now got 8 to lead all scorers. Gettner forces her way into the paint, misses the shot. Wilson tips it to Jewell for Hermiston. Bulldogs look to add on to a 5-point lead with 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Romero into traffic, dumps it left block, and Myers is fouled on the way to the rim. 2 more foul shots coming for Hermiston. Sonny, this could be a double-digit game if the Bulldogs could make the open 15-footer with nobody guarding them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is the situation that Hermiston's kind of put themselves into all year long.
Myers misses her first. I mean, folks, we're not beating a dead horse or anything here. It's 4 of 11, 4 of 12 from the line early on in this game. Score stays a 5-point Hermiston advantage. 4:23 left in the second quarter. Porter brings it in the front court for Pendleton. Lobs it backdoor pass. Wilson right side. Just beat Maddie Wilson. And the younger Wilson, Josie, has her first field goal to cut Hermiston's lead back to 3. Pendleton's been as close as 3 a number of times. Halfway point of the second quarter. Top of the key, Stephanie leaves it for Thompson, circling to her left. Into traffic, flings it hard off of the glass into the hands of McLaughlin. 3:55 left in the second quarter. Hermiston's lead is 16-13. Between the rings, McLaughlin starts to yo-yo, hands off to Porter. Porter flips it near sideline to Spreet. Spreet gives up top. McLaughlin tries that other top of the key 3, off iron left. Davies chases it down in the left corner and the long rebound. Double team there, flings it into traffic. Thompson's got the steal, weaves her way around Porter, weaves her way around McLaughlin, and McLaughlin reaches in for a steal. Hannah Thompson got the steal, and then she was peekaboo street, slaloming through Pendleton defenders. That's right. That's like a 2000 Winter Olympics reference for you. McLaughlin, by the way, commits a second. I suppose Lindsey Vaughn or Michaela Schifrin would have made a lot more sense while the Winter Olympics are going on in Pyeongchang as opposed to Peekaboo Street, but I guess I showed my age there, Sonny.
Your youth, you mean?
That's the 90s. 3:30 left in the second quarter, and Hannah Thompson is good on the first.
Look at that.
A made foul shot for Hermiston.
Yeah, we'd missed our last 3 in a row. And
there are times when it's like the dodo bird finding these in Hermiston. Yeah, 1 of 2. And the rebound secured by Bront. 17-13 with 3:25 left in the second quarter. Porter flings it near sideline to Spreet. Looking inside, lobs it too far, but a holding foul is called. Trying to get it into Davies, and I think Jewell is going to get called for grabbing her. Trying to front her defensively. It's the 5th team foul on Hermiston, and Maddie Jewell's second.
See, and that's what they're able to do whenever Jordan's out of the lineup is go ahead and try and get that over the top of the post.
Davies foul line jumper hard off of the glass and rattles in. She's got 4 this quarter. Hermiston's lead is 17-15. 3:05 left in the second quarter. Myers dribbles it in the front court. Wilson to Thompson, tries a contested 3, too hard. Jewell's got the rebound in traffic. Jewell steps to her left, works into the paint, and is called for a walk. And Maddie Jewell will come out with 2 fouls on her, 2 fouls on Jordan Thomas. McLaughlin and Gentner and Lemberger all with 2 for Pendleton. 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first half. Pendleton could tie here with a bucket, down 17-15. Wilson works into the paint, poked away by Stephanie, and then a reach-in foul called after she lost the ball on Josie Wilson, her first. That's 9 now on Pendleton, so we'll walk to the other end of the floor, and Reagan Myers is the one who gets to go to the line for 1-1.
Yeah, she lost the ball and just reached out at the very end after Reagan had picked the ball up and tried to hustle play and was just caught with the foul.
Myers missed the front end and then a jump ball. Wilson tied up Brott. Pendleton will have the possession arrow. And a timeout for Juan Rodriguez. 30-second variety with 2:42 left in the second quarter. Hermiston's lead is 17-15. Well, it was not the best of weekends for the Hermiston wrestlers down at the state tournament. They took 10. They ended up with a couple of 4th place finishers in Joey Gutierrez and Bo Blake, and one 5th place finisher as well.
AJ Tuya.
And AJ Tuya, and then they did have one champion.
They had a 106 6th place finish also by Ruben Madrigal.
But one state champion, and this year it came from the very small but hardy girls program at Hermiston. Alice Todrick was able to get pins in both of her matches in the girls state championship 100-pound bracket. And with those 2 pins, Todrick is the only state champion coming back from Portland. We will hear from Alice at halftime of this game. Just 2 minutes and 42 seconds on the game clock away from now. That's coming up on your Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show. I'm Eric Olson, he's Sonny Leby. here in Hermiston. The Bulldogs hosting the Buckaroos for what could be one final time. JV girls were 52-40 winners on the Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard for Hermiston. Hermiston girls are leading the varsity game 17-15 with about 2.5 minutes left in this first half. Stephanie pressuring Porter, far sideline to Wilson. The freshman wants to get inside to Davies, instead brought up top, hands back off to Porter. Far side for the freshman Wilson. Getting a lot of minutes here with foul trouble for Pendleton. Davies around Wilson to the 10 and a foul on her way to a lay-in.
Yeah, that time there, Wilson had the defense on her, but she went for the steal and lost all of her advantage there. The Davies could not have done anything but turned around to try and make that shot from about 10 foot away.
Maureen Davies was very good from this position when the teams played last on February 9th. Here at Hermiston High School, it has not been a favored place for her to be. Missed the first, and so no chance to tie here unless there's a rebound putback. Jaden Ray getting herself ready to come in. Juan Rodriguez giving some final instructions as she walks by. Both missed on the trip for Davies. Hermiston's lead stays 17-15. 2:15 left in the second quarter. Romero at the jump circle, high pick from Myers, won't use it, going left, leaves for Hannah Thompson, 3 ball, front iron off, and Brott's got the rebound. In traffic, Stephanie comes in, maybe got away with grabbing Brott on the arm. Pendleton, long pass, and Thompson's got the steal, taking it right away from Wilson. Out to the left wing from Maddie Wilson. Romero gets it, down under the basket, flings it back out top, extra pass, Thompson, another 3 ball, nothing but the bottom of the net this time for the senior Hannah Thompson. Hermiston's back in front, 20-15 with final 1:40 in the second quarter. Down inside, Davies other end, and a lay-in over the top of Romero, who came over for help side defense but could not quite deny Davies the finish. She's got 6, and she's got Pendleton back to within 3. 1:24 left in the second. Romero, hesitation, drive, she walked on her way in. Took an extra step trying to get down the right lane, and the turnover will allow Jaden Ray, Hermiston's freshman, who stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, to check in for Sydney Stephanie, who is charitably listed at 5 feet 5 inches tall. Look, I'm 5'4", I'm taller than Sydney. 20-17 here in the second quarter, 1:13 left in the first half. Davies at the top of the key, she's left open. Gives out right side for Wilson. Wilson drives baseline right. Blocked from behind by Romero. Ball is loose. Wilson dives down and knocks it away from Myers. Romero comes in and is able to tie things up. Hermiston does have the possession arrow with 61 seconds remaining in the first half. And they will possess, trying to add on to their 3-point advantage.
And that was just not hustle, going out to the basketball. The only one that actually went out to the basketball hard at the beginning was Reagan Myers, and she at least dove down for the ball. It went down in front of 2 Hermiston girls, and then we had to scramble just to get the tie up.
But Josie Wilson, definitely, the freshman, hustled to force that jump ball. Right side for Wilson, underneath for Thompson. Thompson comes into the paint, blocked away by Brott. Wilson flips it to Porter. Porter lobs it up. Porter, Romero steals it away from Davies. Romero with 34 seconds left will bring it into the front court for Hermiston. Bulldogs lead is still 20-17. Thompson on the left wing. Ray to the right side. They'll work it around the perimeter into the right corner. Romero gives it back out to Thompson. Thompson leaves it for Romero. Romero, pass wasn't perfect, so she can't get a shot up. Lob to the top of the key. Thompson there, head fake around Wilson. Into the paint. Runners off. Brott maybe partially blocked it, and she's got the rebound for Pendleton. Buckaroos down by 3 with 5 seconds left. Into the front court. Here comes Spreet. Top of the key. 3 to tie. Rims out, and Myers has it for Hermiston to bring us to halftime. A 3-point Hermiston lead at the half. 20-17 is the scoreline. Rivalry night here in Hermiston. And your Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show is next. When we come back in 2 minutes, we will talk to Hermiston's state champion wrestler in 2018, Alice Todrick. That's after this on AM 1360 KOHU.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is also senior night some very important other individuals other than our senior girls basketball players. It's senior night for our senior cheerleaders and also our senior pep band members. I want to make sure we have the parents of both the senior cheerleaders and the pep band members to come down to the floor. We'll be recognizing our senior boy and girl here very soon. We'll start off with our senior night celebration of our 3 senior cheerleaders. Head coach Kaylee Wise and assistant Nicole Ramirez would like to thank these seniors for their leadership and spirit and dedication in the Hermiston High School cheerleading program throughout the years. So as you hear your name called senior, bring your parents out on the floor, and Kaylee Wise has a token of appreciation for them. Our first cheerleader is Tanisha McLemore. Senior cheerleader Amelia Boyd. Amelia's parents are Willis and Misty Boyd.
Davies with 6. Yes. McLaughlin with, oh, no, I'm not missing 2. It's McLaughlin with 4. Yes. Brown with 2. Yes. And Wilson with 3. Yes. No 3-pointers.
And finally, we have a senior mascot and cheerleader, Boomer, the Bulldog Daniel Studebaker. Randy Studebaker and Sydney Hogue. Cheerleaders are going to put your 10. We'll give a big hand to these 3 senior cheerleaders. All great spirit and dedication to the home games here at Hermiston High School. And also, ladies and gentlemen, it's senior night as well for our senior pep band members. And pep band director is Mr. Sean McClanahan. He'd like to thank these seniors for, of course, their dedication and the time spent bringing spirit to
Our bank phone got disconnected, so I need you to drop that call and then I'll dial back in for you.
Also to their parents, we ask them to come on the floor when their name is being heard. Start off with Marilena Armando Flores. The parents are Lou and Marie Armando Flores. Senior pep band member Joanna Campbell. Joanna's parents are James and Magdalena Campbell. Senior pep band member Rochelle Benson. Rochelle's parents are Brilliant and Lalon Benson.
All right, it's calling.
Senior pep band member Alina Cross.
Hello. I think it's my fault on this side, so just patch this back through.
Karen Cross.
Everything sounded good so far through the barracks, though, right?
Senior pep band member Brianna Flores.
Okay. Yeah, let's just have it. It's a nice safety blanket.
Parents are Pedro and Rafaela Flores.
All right, thanks.
Senior pep band member Colton Ketzel. Colton's parents are Ben Ketzel and Nicole Wolf. Senior pep band member Joshua Hinkley. Josh's parents are Robert and Tammy Hinkley. Senior pep band member Chadwin Lyons. Chadwin's parents are Larry and Marilou Lyons. Senior pep band member Logan Miller. Logan's parents are Gary and Jennifer Miller. By the way, those Class 4, all solid members of the Hermiston High School Knowledge Bowl program, also fantastic job. Senior Pep Mat member, Noah Roberts. Noah's parents are Joshua and Jennifer Roberts. Senior Pep Band member, David Morales. David's parents are Vladimir Morales and Azucena Moreno. And finally, we have Senior Pep Band member, Zion Velasco. Zion's parents are Manuel and Lydia Velasco. Ladies and gentlemen, all these scenes right here are very important folks as they give a lot of spirit, noise, and a lot of good pep to our home athletes who do a fantastic job. Under the direction of Mr. Sean Manick and Clanahan, give a big round of applause to all those senior pit band members.
I'm Eric Olson, he's Sonny Levy. It's the end of the Tom Mitchell Ford Country halftime show. Great opportunity to hear from Alice Todrick yesterday and play that for you here today as we are in the midst of rivalry basketball. At the halftime break, Hermiston's girls lead 20-17. They have led this entire game, but it has never been a big lead.
No.
In fact, the biggest lead of the game was at 12-4, and Pendleton has kept it within one or two possessions here all evening. As far as team stats go, things that jump out to you, Sonny?
Pendleton just absolutely owning the boards again with 22 in the first half, but Hermiston countering with the lesser of the turnovers with only 7 in the game. And that's, you've got to get those rebounds, and more than anything, it's important that this second half that Jordan Thomas stays on the court.
Jordan Thomas missed a lot of time with foul trouble in the first half. She has 4 points. Hermiston's leading scorers Jaslyn Romero with 8. Hannah Thompson has 7. And Maddie Wilson has chipped in 1. Hermiston is 5 of 15 from the foul line. Pendleton is 3 of 6. Bulldogs have made 3 3-point shots, and Pendleton has not made one from the outside. Down inside, Maureen Davies leads it to Kayla McLaughlin. Right elbow extended and back out to Hallie Porter. With Jaden Lemberger and Riley Gettner, that's the 5. Gettner lobs it across to Porter on the left wing. Porter scoreless in the first half, tries a left wing 3, short, and bounces into the stomach of Hannah Thompson, who's got it for Hermiston. Lobs it over traffic to Romero down the near sideline. Romero right side, takes it to the 10 and a lay-in. Jasmine Romero's got 10. And Hermiston is getting one of their best performances against Pendleton from their sophomore point guard star. A little more than a half minute in, Hermiston's lead is 22-17. Right side at a foul. It was a Lemberger long 2 try, and Maddie Wilson just got saddled with her first of the second half, second total. And Lemberger had 2 points for Pendleton, both from the foul line. In the first half, will go to the line and swishes the first. She'll have 1 more coming. Maureen Davies had 6, Kayla McLaughlin with 4, Josie Wilson 3, Katie Broughton and Lemberger each had 2 in the first half. Lemberger's now got 4, she makes both. And Hermiston's lead is again 3 at 22-19, 45 seconds into the third quarter. Hannah Thompson on the right wing gives to Maddie Jewell at the top of the key. Bounces to Romero between the rings. Romero flips far sideline to Thompson again. Thompson in front of the standing student section. Gives to Jewell. Inside to Thomas. Thomas turns to her right over everything. Off the bottom of the backboard, Porter's got it. Lobs it up court to running Lemberger. Lemberger right side flips it over the top of Thompson and in. Lemberger's got 6. And the Hermiston lead is as close as it's been at 22-21. 6:44 left in the third quarter. Down the left block, Thomas forces up a shot. Davies block. Porter lobs it up court to Davies. Basket catch. Picks up her dribble. Back out to McLaughlin, and Pendleton will set up in the half court. Chance to take a lead for the first time tonight. 90 seconds into the third quarter of the bucket. Down to McLaughlin. Left block. Flips it up and in over the top of Thompson. McLaughlin's got 6, and Pendleton's got their first advantage. They've scored 5 straight. 6:15 on the clock in the third quarter. Around the perimeter, Hermiston will work. Romero up top to Thompson. It's thrown into traffic. Lemberger tipped it, but Thompson keeps it for Hermiston. Circling to the right. Backdoor pass. Wilson at the 10, right side lay-in. First field goal of the game for junior Maddie Wilson. And Hermiston's in front, 24-23. Pendleton throws it away. Over the top of Gettner. And the turnover will pause the clock and allow Wilson to come out and Sydney Stephanie to come in. Pendleton showing some full court pressure to try to keep the ball out of Romero's hands. Porter harassing Stephanie on the far sideline. Jewell gives to Thomas across the timeline. Now Stephanie running the handles. Up to Jewell. Jewell coming down the left side. Underhand flips to Romero to her right. Romero fouled on her way into the paint. And Jade Lemberger just picked up her third. That's going to hurt Pendleton. She has been the offense here to start things off in the third quarter. She just picked up her third foul. First team foul on Pendleton. 5:42 left in the third quarter. Romero swings it around. Thompson near side. Down inside to Thomas and lobs it back out to Stephanie. At the top of the key. Stephanie looks to her right, flips it that way to Romero. Lobs it back across. Thomas hands off to Jewell. Jewell up top to Romero. Kicks to the right side for Thomas. Into a cutting Stephanie. In traffic. Stephanie has it poked out of her hands. Out of bounds. Touched by Stephanie last.
That's
looked like she got outreached by Riley Gettner.
Yeah, she did, and unfortunately she gets the turnover on that because it wasn't hers.
Almost like a lacrosse play is whoever's closest to her when it went out of play gets the ball. 5:10 left in the third quarter. Hermiston's lead is 24-23. Near side leg, Gettner loses her dribble. Lobs it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin drives baseline. She stepped out of bounds before there was huge contact between McLaughlin and Thomas.
She actually should have been called for the offensive foul because she went down that way and came back into Thomas, who had sealed the baseline. Gets the lesser of the two hurts on it. Maybe physically she got hammered pretty good, but it should have been an offensive foul.
3 minutes gone in the third quarter. Hermiston's lead is 1. Romero, left wing, gives it up top to Thompson. Swing it around the perimeter right. Jewell in the corner. Down inside to Thomas. Double team comes. Back out to Jewell, right wing. Passes up the 3. Back into Thomas. Thomas to the left side. Too hard on the shot. Gets her own rebound. Put back in an offensive foul called. Since she went over the top of Riley Gettner, and Jordan Thomas has picked up her third. That woke up the Boo Birds here in Hermiston. A partisan crowd, obviously, although Pendleton is well represented. Jordan Thomas has to come out, and Reagan Myers comes in. Well, it was the thing you said at halftime. They needed to keep Jordan Thomas on the floor. She's going to be out for at least a little bit. 4:33 left in the third quarter. The Bulldogs by 1. Lemberger, left wing, picks up her dribble, bounces back to Porter at the jump circle. Porter coming to the right around a high pick from Davies. Porter all the way down the lane, throws up a 12-foot counter wildly off the rim. Stephanie picks it up and called for a travel in the backcourt as she handed it off to Maddie Jewell.
See, that's the thing. Hermiston that time everybody took off. And of course you had Sydney Stephanie there that was guarded really tightly. Everybody took off and then had to try and come back to the ball. And by that time, Sydney had lost her balance a little bit and couldn't hold the ball before traveling.
Josie Wilson comes in. Her pass inside is tipped by Jewell and stolen by Myers, who finds Romero. 4:11 left in the third quarter. Bulldogs still leading 24-23. Romero has it, and Gettner's out on her. Jewell sets up a high pick, and now an official's pause. Vern Carlson sees something on the floor, sees more on the floor. It's like Hansel and Gretel and popcorn or something, and there was a trail there. Carlson saw it and stopped everything, so nothing paused here other than the clock for a second. At 4 minutes left in the third quarter, 24-23. Romero breaks the press. Jewell spins to the left side, bumped by McLaughlin and Maddie Jewell. Little flash of what we used to see from the Columbia River Conference Player of the Year from a year ago, before that summer knee injury that has slowed her down so much. It is great to see her, especially on senior night, able to be out there at all. And she's fouled by fellow senior Kaylin McLaughlin. Those two have been battling at the varsity level for really all the way to their freshman year. McLaughlin didn't play as much as a freshman, but did see some time. And Jewell has been a staple. Played in that championship that Hermiston got to when she was a freshman against LaSalle Prep. Halfway point of the third quarter, Jewell missed the first, does get the second to go in. Her first point of the night. And Hermiston's lead is 2 again. Just past the halfway point of the third quarter. Lob it up top to Brott. Wings it around left side for Wilson, who circles back up top. Top of the key. Gettner for 3. Way off iron right into the hands of Myers for Hermiston. Bounces to Romero. Romero flings up court. Thompson running the floor. Foul +1. Chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Nice job of running the court by both Jaslyn and by Hannah Thompson. And Thompson reaching up and getting the ball to go down.
Hannah Thompson's got 9. Chance to get into double digits and join Romero there. Romero will come out with 3:39 left in the third quarter. And Maddie Wilson will replace her. Thompson's Thompson's foul shot is good. She's got 10. 28-23. Hermiston builds just a little cushion with 3:33 left in period 3. Right side for Porter, crosses over, picks up her dribble. Stephanie bumps her, no whistle on it. Over to the near side for Wilson. Round a pick from Davies down onto the baseline, and she rolls out of bounds. A lot of contact both ways, no whistles on the last couple of possessions. 3:20 left in the third, and Hermiston seeing full court pressure again from Pendleton, and a timeout's going to be given to Kevin Porter with 3:20 left in the third. 28-23 is the score line here, and we'll take the full break as well. Back in 60 on AM 1360 KOHU. American Sunny, 3:19 left in the third quarter. Hermiston's lead is 28-23 out of the Pendleton timeout. Bulldogs will possess. Sydney Stephanie out on the right wing. Swings it around. Myers down in and leaves for Wilson. She'll drive and kick. Thompson into the paint. Runner short on the left side. Rebound put back is blocked away by Davies, but Myers has it. Back out on top to Stephanie, and Hermiston can reset. Still up by 5, under 3 minutes remaining. Down into Jewell. Jewell against Davies. Step through left side. Lefty scoop shot goes. Maddie Jewell set up Davies and got the finish. 30-23 now for Hermiston. What would that be if Maddie Jewell was able to take over this game, and shades of what made her the conference player of the year a year ago. First teamer the last 2 years. Go right side, Stephanie pokes it away, and then a jump ball as she rolls over the top of Porter and through Gettner. Again, there is significant contact being allowed right now, and just letting it go. Bulldogs by 7. This is just a point short of their largest lead of this game. And that was 12-4. Into Stephanie, stuck left block. Step through against Porter to the left side. She got Porter to fly past her and a lay-in for Sydney Stephanie, her first points of the night. 2:04 left, and Hermiston's lead is their largest at 32-23. Bulldogs are on a 10-point run. Far sideline for Gettner. Gettner forced out away from the perimeter by Thompson. Lob in, Davies, right elbow, catches against Jewell, steps to her left, and she ran into Stephanie, who got called for the reach-in foul. And you can see how the paint has opened up with Thomas and McLaughlin both off of the floor. And the change for Pendleton is McLaughlin will come back onto the floor with her 3 fouls. Hermiston, Juan Rodriguez is feeling comfortable without Jordan Thomas still. But Jaslyn Romero will return for Hannah Thompson for Pendleton's baseline inbound. 1:44 left in the third quarter. Porter to put it in play. Needs somewhere to go. Lobs it in right side. McLaughlin catches against Jewell. Coming to her right into the paint. Stops. Shot is off. Davies secures the rebound over Myers. Lobs it back out on top for Porter, and she wants to reset. Out to the right side. High pick from McLaughlin. Pick and roll. Porter open. Foul line jumper. Too hard. Pings out to Wilson, who gets it for Hermiston to Stephanie. Minute 23 left in the third quarter. Bulldogs up 32-23. Stephanie blows past Porter. Right corner. Myers tries a tray. Too hard. McLaughlin's got the rebound on the backside. 32-23 it remains in favor of Hermiston. A minute 10 left in the third. Up to the right side. Spreet drives baseline. Cut off well by Romero. Spreet spins around again. Bounces inside. Davies right at the 10. Rims it out. McLaughlin rebound. Put back on the left side. Finishes. Boy, Hermiston almost got lucky with the Davies miss right at the rim, but again, a rebound put back for McLaughlin. That accounts for 3 of her 4 buckets tonight. She's got 8. 32-25 Hermiston, 42 seconds left third quarter. Top of the key, Jewel open, head fake, got McLaughlin to come out on her, goes down left side and is bumped. Spreet's going to send Jewel to the line for 2 foul shots. Samantha Spreet second. It's the 14 foul on Pendleton. Hermiston has 3 of those, by the way, as we take stock with just 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Hermiston has 4 of their 5 timeouts remaining. Kevin Porter has used 1:30 and 1 full timeout, leaving him with 3. The foul shooting woes for Hermiston do continue as Jewel misses the front end. Her second out of her right hand, up and off to the right. And Hermiston's lead remains 7. Final half minute of the third quarter. Lemberger racing down the lane, stops at the right elbow, back out to McLaughlin between the rings. Hands off to Porter. Porter lobs near sideline to Lemberger, looking inside. McLaughlin got inside, past Jewel and lays it in. McLaughlin, 6 points in this quarter. Hermiston's lead is whittled back down to 5. 10 seconds left. Myers at the top of the key, hands off to his circling Wilson, down the right side. Wild 12-foot scoop shot. Jewel's got the rebound. Back out to Stephanie. Stephanie Romero at the buzzer. 3-ball way too hard, and that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. 32-27 in favor of Hermiston. Bulldogs got out in front on a 10-0 run by 10, but they lead by just 5 as we go to the fourth. Here on AM 1360 KOHU, we're back in 1 minute. Seven of 20.
7 of.
We're back. Eric Olson and Sonny Leby with you from the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth high atop Hermiston High School. Hermiston and Pendleton. Doubleheader tonight. The girls are going to their fourth quarter. Hermiston's lead is 32-27. Into Kayla McLaughlin. Turnaround. Foul called on Jordan Thomas. And Juan Rodriguez kind of looks up to the rafters. By the way, where Hermiston has their state championship banners, they took them off of the west wall where McLaughlin is shooting towards a little more than a week ago. And now they're up over the top of the student sections and the fans that sit on the far side opposite to the benches. Jordan Thomas has to come out. Myers is back in with Jewel, Paige Balzinski, Jaslyn Romero, and Hannah Thompson for Hermiston. Porter comes out, and it's Wilson and Limburger and Gentner the guards, McLaughlin and Davies. And McLaughlin gets one of the 2 foul shots to fall for her. She's got 11 points. 32-28, Hermiston possessing. Thompson, right corner, back out to Balzinski. First time we see her tonight. JV team did win 52-40, and then a travel by Myers at the top of the key to turn it over. 52-40 was the win for Dennis Stephanie's team earlier on this evening on the Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard. 30 seconds into the fourth quarter, Bulldogs by 4. McLaughlin high pick, Lemberger all the way down the right lane, too hard, and the rebound is ripped away from McLaughlin by Romero, who races into the front court for Hermiston. Romero, hesitation, drive, left side, lay and goes. Jaslyn Romero's got 12. 34-28 for Hermiston. Not quite a minute into the fourth quarter. Wilson, the freshman, far sideline, lobs it back out to Lemberger. Possibly the last time these two teams will meet. into the lane and over the top of Romero. Missed Gentner. She went down hard. Hermiston's got the rebound, and it's Romero down the far sideline. Gentner gets right back on Romero. That's been her defensive matchup all night. Thompson top of the key. Up to Romero, right side for Myers. Myers back out to Pawzinski. Pawzinski given space, called for a walk up top.
The ball was on the way down to the court in the dribble when they called that travel. That's
6:42 left in the fourth quarter. Yeah, it's a 6-point lead for Hermiston on the far sideline with Pawzinski chasing everywhere. She'll chase Lemberger. Lemberger races all the way down into the lane and throws it away out of bounds. They say it's off of Hermiston last.
Oh, that was a horrible call. He was completely blocked off, and the official down on this end, on this side, should have seen that. Absolutely a horrible call.
Pendleton will have a baseline inbound. They line up all four at the right elbow. Porter to inbound. Baskets to her right as she looks up. Needs to get it in. Lobs it in. Davies right side flings it over everything, and Jewell is fouled on the rebound. And McLaughlin has committed her fourth. 6:34 left in the fourth quarter. Katie Broad has to race to the scores table. So, I don't know if you remember way back when the first time these teams met, like a minute in, I said the hope is that Thomas and McLaughlin can go head to head without foul trouble. That has not been the case tonight.
No, it hasn't.
And I'm not saying that these have been wrong calls, except I had one each way that I was maybe a little hesitant on. Romero drives in right side. Hesitation, 6-footers off, and then a foul on the rebound as Davies goes tumbling. Romero is going to be called for swatting Davies, and for Jaslyn, that's her first. 15 foul on Hermiston. Both teams have committed 5, so they each have one to give with 6:20 left in the fourth quarter. And this lead is stuck at 34-28. Lemberger is running the point right now. High pick set up each way. She'll use Bratz to the right, leaves it for Davies top of the key. Tries a 3-ball. Halfway down, it rolls out into the hands of Jewell for Hermiston. 2 minutes gone in the fourth quarter. 34-28. They've all been close. The last one finished a 9-point lead for Pendleton at Warburg Court, but it was tight all the way. Romero misses a left elbow shot. Myers circles around Broad and knocks it out of bounds, but it's off of Myers last, and Reagan Myers will jog back the other end, and as she gets the other end, Kevin Porter wants another timeout. With 5:47 left in the fourth quarter, a 30-second timeout with Hermiston in front, 34-28.
That's good hustle by Reagan Myers that time, circling around and trying to get the ball from the backside from Brock. You know, it's the only thing I can say about Jaslyn's last two shots, she's tried to force it a little bit and tried to get it up there way too quick. She doesn't need to do that. She just needs to go ahead, and if she's going to create the good shot. Don't create a forced shot like that.
Pendleton's looking for their first field goal of this quarter. Just a McLaughlin foul shot. And McLaughlin's on the bench with 4 fouls. Jordan Thomas is on the bench with 4 fouls as well. She only has 4 points tonight. Limited time for Hermiston. Paige Pawzinski chasing Porter everywhere she goes as she runs the handles again for Pendleton. And an offensive foul. Porter is called for using her off arm to push away on Pawzinski. Kevin Porter, the head coach, is in a bit of disbelief as Pendleton is called for their 6th. 5:38 left in the fourth quarter, 34-28 in favor of Hermiston. Myers left wing, gives into the corner for Jewell. Back out to Thompson. They'll swing it around the perimeter. Pawzinski switches it back near side. Thompson drives around Lemberger. Dribbled off her foot but kept it in play. Thompson stuck under the basket. Timeout given to Juan Rodriguez. A full timeout with 5:22 left in the fourth quarter. And Hermiston in front, 34-28. We'll take 60 seconds on AM 1360 KOHU. 5:22 left in the fourth quarter. Hermiston 34, Pendleton 28. Jaslyn Romero bounces into Maddie Jewell, left wing. Hermiston attacking right to left, possessing with the 6-point lead against the Pendleton zone. Into Thompson, shot is off and rebounded by Davies. She'll fling near sideline to Porter. Up court to Lemberger, who gets past Romero, went for the steal. Lemberger just undercut Porter on the near sideline. But at the 10, the lay-in goes for Pendleton. 5 minutes left as it's finished by Brott. And Hermiston's lead is down to 4. First field goal of the fourth quarter for Pendleton. Romero has it at the jump circle. Pendleton has switched out of their zone into a soft man-to-man. Jewell at the right elbow. Spins, hands off to Thompson behind her. Polzinski flips into the left corner for Myers. Lobs it back out to Jewell. Jewell against Davies. Jump step into the lane. Left side short on the layup, and Davies has the rebound for Pendleton. She'll give to Porter. Porter flings it up court. Lemberger left wing. Triggers a tray to cut it to 1 off the back iron. Romero's got the rebound for Hermiston. 4:18 left. Bulldogs still in front. 34-30 the scoreline. Left side for Polzinski. The freshman flings it up top to Thompson. Around to Jewell. Onto the right corner. Romero down there. Myers and Thompson, now they'll wing it around the left corner. Jewell holding down there. Patient possession. Hand off to Romero in the left corner and back out to Myers. Around right side. Thompson will try to drive and now stuck. Kicks it back out. Romero. And Juan Rodriguez wants to reset. Jewell will come out and set a high pick for Romero as she goes to work about getting her. Coming left, lobs it into Polzinski's hands. Top of the key, Jewell coming to her left. We'll bring it back out. 3:33 left in the fourth quarter. Long possession for Hermiston. Timeout given to Juan Rodriguez. He'll take his final 32nd timeout with 3.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 34-30 is the timeline. This would be one of those times where if we were like a national TV broadcast, we'd be talking about all the dignitaries. From Pendleton, Dan Primus, the district attorney, has walked in recently. You've got Pendleton police officers here, and then some people who've been involved in this rivalry over the years, but maybe aren't as directly now. We each got a chance to talk to Blaine Gamboa, Bingo, who's one of the Blue Mountain officials, and he's evaluating tonight, but he was the athletic director here for a little bit. Mike Kay and Kathy Kay are in the attendance tonight. Mike was the longtime athletic director here in Hermiston, and then the director of operations. He's at Walla Walla now. All sorts of interested parties here. Almost a completely full house. Jewell passes one off of the shin and out of bounds. McLaughlin had it roll out off of her. So both of the posts with 4 fouls are in the game. Thomas and McLaughlin. 3:16 left in the fourth quarter. Hermiston's lead is 34-30. Jewell into Thompson and gets it right back in the right corner. Up top to Wilson. Hermiston in their 4-out motion. Down inside to Thomas, and Thomas is fouled from behind by Maureen Davies. Now Davies isn't in trouble. She's only got 2 tonight. That, however, is the 7th on Pendleton. So the Bulldogs are in the bonus, and they have 1 to give with 3:07 left in the fourth quarter, having only committed 5 fouls in the second half thus far.
And that's, for the way Hermiston's shooting right now, they have got to start making some of these free throws.
And no. And Jewell fighting for it with Gentner. Jewell gets it to bounce off of Gentner to her after the miss by Thomas. Jewell in the left wing has it. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Staying at 34-30. Down into Thomas. She'll work her way around Davies and lay it in. Jordan Thomas has 6. And it's a 6-point lead for Hermiston. Down to McLaughlin, right side, skips it across. Gentner over there. Gentner throws it over everything. Davies has the rebound, wants to get it back out. She drug her pivot foot. Vern Carlson, a very demonstrative call. He started to run to signal the traveling, and he put his left foot down and kind of almost like a curling deliverer, throwing the rock. 5-second call. Wow, quickly a 5-second call.
Well, I mean, Hermiston girls did not come to the basketball that time. Maddie Jewell had no other choice other than maybe call a timeout.
I was trying to make my curling reference. Into Lemberger. Lemberger three, way short. Into Jewell's hands under the basket for Hermiston. She'll flip near sideline to Romero, bring it into the front court. 2.5 left, 36-30. Pendleton has just one field goal here in the fourth quarter. Thompson, left wing for Romero. Romero hounded by Gettner. And a travel is called. Looked like Gettner might have tied her up. But they'll call a traveling violation on Romero, who's asking, said she got hit on the arm. And Jeff Hemphill says, yep. But he called traveling. 2:21 left in the fourth quarter. 36-30 for Hermiston. Porter brings it in the front court. Around a pick from Davies. Out to the left side. Picks up her dribble. McLaughlin inside to Davies against Jewell. Over the top of her. Got a rebound on a short shot. Rebound put back. She's fouled. And I think Jordan Thomas just fouled out of the game.
Yep.
She did. Jordan Thomas will foul out with 6 points. And so Reagan Myers called back in action with 2:07 left in the fourth quarter. And that also was the foul to give for Hermiston, so their next foul will put Pendleton in the bonus. Davies at the foul line. Misses. She is 0 for 3 tonight. The 6'2 senior has just never looked comfortable at the foul line here at Hermiston High School. Looked good at Pendleton when these teams played about a week and a half ago. Davies does rattle in the second. She's got her first point of the second half, and Hermiston's lead is 36-31 with 2:01 left in the fourth quarter. Myers bounces to Wilson. Wilson circling into the paint, flings one up in traffic and just throws it away. Trying to force a shot and just couldn't get a shot up. And now Wilson will check out and Stephanie will come in for her.
We got to be patient. We've got to lead with 2 minutes left. And, you know, there's nothing says we got to force the basket. If we've got the shot, if she doesn't, she could have dribbled right on out of there and set it up the other way.
This is the second to last game at Hermiston High School for the Bulldog girls that'll be played without a shot clock. Left wing, Lemberger, 3 ball, rolls it around and in. Lemberger's got 9. 90 seconds left and the Bulldogs lead is down to 2. I agree with you, patient, but they still have to go and try to get a bucket. Thompson hands off Stephanie right side. Stephanie leaves it for Romero, circling back up top. Bounces it right side, Gettner steals, and then Romero tackles Lemberger, and it's a jump ball at the circle.
Wow.
Myers tied up by Gettner. I mean, Jazz Romero, she didn't do it purposely, but she tackled Jaden Lemberger, and Kevin Porter is incensed, and I don't blame him.
No, I don't either. I don't at all. Eric, my opinion, I'd have Polzinski back in there. She brought the defensive, she brought the defensive intensity into the game, something that Hermiston was lacking, and got him back up. That's what we need right now. We need somebody.
This is a full. They've used. This should be a full timeout. They don't have another 30.
No, they called the other one a full earlier, evidently, because they did give him a 30. But I mean, I agree with you. I thought that they called a full earlier.
Kevin Porter gets to go within earshot of Jeff Hemphill to make his point about Lemberger getting tackled. Pendleton's got 2 timeouts left. Juan Rodriguez has got 1. Into the backcourt, and Stephanie's got it, guarded by Porter. She crosses over. Porter has numbers for Hermiston, kicks it into the right corner. Myers is there. Back out to Thompson. Hannah Thompson coming to her left into the paint and is fouled. They will call a holding foul up top before she got to McLaughlin. On Porter. I didn't think Porter got back into that play, but it's the 8th on Pendleton. A minute left, and Hannah Thompson is at the line. She is 2 of 3 there tonight. Hermiston is 7 of 21, and Thompson makes the first to earn 1 more. Needed it desperately. They will let Myers and Jewell go back into the backcourt, and now the scoreboard is turned off, and Thompson will step away. Somebody kicked a plug down at the scorer's table, and so we got to wait until the scoreboard comes back on. Hannah Thompson will be shooting one more. Teams will come back to their coaches. It's like a de facto timeout. As we try to get things settled back in here. A pregnant pause to this game. Boys game is next. This one's been good. That one's for the Columbia River Conference title. Haven't been a whole lot of meetings between the two for a conference championship in the final game. And it will be possibly the last time that Hermiston and Pendleton meet. It is the last time they meet while they're in the same conference. A minute left. Hannah Thompson has one more. Kind of like the 2013 Super Bowl there. Thompson gets iced by a power outage. Short on the shot. Lemberger's got the rebound. Hermiston by 3. 37-34, 55 seconds left. Porter out to Lemberger, just hit a three-pointer. Pendleton's first. Lemberger all the way down to the 10. Pass Romero, lays it in. Timeout, give it to Porter. Hermiston down to a 37-36 lead with 48.1 seconds left in the fourth. There are not many seats left as there are fans out in the wings waiting to get in. The Pendleton student section off to our right behind the Pendleton bench. All the way up to the top, all standing. The Hermiston students across the way starting to get to full throat. With a Bulldogs chant, they honored the senior cheerleaders and the senior band at halftime of this game. There's nothing that Hannah Thompson and Maddie Jewell and Reagan Myers and Alyssa Green and Hannah Rowe would love more than to win their senior night against Pendleton. And if this is the last, we were able to go out saying, well, we won the last one. Pendleton has won 4 of the past 5. They've won both this year. Last year when they won the first time in Pendleton, it ended a 29-game win streak for Hermiston. 48.1 seconds remaining. Pendleton will defend in the full court. Myers will inbound, not guarded. Bulldogs by 1. Into Jewell, bounces it back to Myers. Myers up to Romero down the near sideline. She'll get across the timeline against Gettner. Circling back up top. Gets Gettner pulled out, dribbles down inside. Forces one inside to Jewell. Can't make it at the 10 and rebounded by Davies. Davies is fouled in the backcourt and she'll walk down to the other end of the floor and shoot a 1-and-1. An incredibly narrow angle from Romero to get that pass inside to Jewell, and she just couldn't finish. The foul is against Sydney Stephanie, her second, 7th team foul. So Davies, who is 1 for 4 tonight from the line, will shoot a 1-and-1. Can tie the game with this foul shot. Riley shooting senior, sizes up the shot. It'll be a line drive, look, back iron too hard. Romero's got the rebound on the miss. Jewell and Romero in the backcourt, 25 seconds. Hermiston gets it across the timeline. Romero far sideline is fouled on the far wing. Handing off to Stephanie. Romero is fouled and she'll go to the line on Riley Gettner's third. 19 fouls, so that's the last time it'll be a 1-and-1. Romero tonight has not been comfortable from this place. She is 0 for 3 from the charity stripe.
Eric, and both teams have a full timeout left in this game with only 22 seconds left. So, you know, if Hermiston is able to make this, watch Pendleton call theirs right away.
Romero does get the first one in. Kevin Porter's going to sit on his. Juan Rodriguez directing traffic. He wants Sydney Stephanie to guard Porter immediately to keep the ball out of her hands. Romero to make it a 3-point game with 22.2 left. She does. 14 points for Jaslyn Romero. Timeout given to Juan Rodriguez.
Wow.
That's his last. up 39-36. The Bulldogs have led almost this entire game. In this second half, there was a brief stretch in the third quarter where Pendleton got a 1-point lead. But Hermiston put together a 10-0 run in the third quarter that got them out in front by 9 at one point. It has been seesaw the whole way. That 9-point lead was the biggest of the game. And everything else has been very, very close.
Yep, I was kind of surprised that Wong took his last timeout right there, Eric. You know, they had pretty much already talked, about it before they were shooting the free throws about how they wanted to go ahead and cover up, especially on Porter to keep the ball away from her. And the other one they got to worry about keeping the ball away from is Lemberger to bring it down court. Hermiston just needs to go ahead and play the front side or play side front on McLaughlin when it gets down court.
Lemberger races into the front court, and now Porter will call his timeout as he gets it into the attacking half. So neither team has a timeout remaining with 18.3 seconds left. Pendleton is down by 3. And they will send Maddie Wilson to the scorer's table to come in. The other thing to do here is try to get the ball in Davies' hands and just foul her immediately.
Yeah.
On the Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard, the Hood River Valley boys, after one quarter, have an 18-9 lead against the Dalles Riverhawks. Extending the season is on the line for those two teams. So neither team will have a timeout. Pendleton will inbound in front of their bench, near sideline, about 30 feet up from the baseline. Going to be Allie Porter to put it in play. Kayla McLaughlin, Maureen Davies, with Jaden Lemberger and Riley Gettner. The starting 5 out there for the Buckaroos. 18.3 seconds left in the fourth. Near sideline, Porter not guarded. She'll get a free inbound. Lobs it across. Gettner catches it, drives in, dumps it off. McLaughlin underneath, fouled from behind by Romero, I believe. Jaslyn will pick up just her second. And it will force Kayla McLaughlin to earn the 2 shots. No, they gave it to Wilson. Wow. 8th on Hermiston. McLaughlin does have 2 foul shots here. Misses the first. 15.6 seconds remaining. They need her to make this one. You wouldn't miss on purpose down by 3. You'd like to make it and then foul and extend the game. McLaughlin has 11 points tonight. Back iron off. Wilson's got the rebound poked out of her hand off of Gettner last. And it'll be Hermiston ball with 13.6 left. Sydney Stephanie in. Maddie Wilson out. Myers the inbound. Again, they won't guard the inbounder. And it'll be into Romero near sideline. Tipped out of bounds by Gettner. So Hermiston's inbound instead of the baseline will be on the near sideline, just in front of the Pendleton bench. Myers has to get it in, lobs it into Stephanie. Stephanie catches against Porter, who reaches out and grabs her. And Stephanie will walk to the other end of the floor. And it'll be the 10th team foul on Pendleton, so we will see 2 shots. Porter's 3rd foul. And Stephanie hits the first. 9 of 22 from the foul line. Both are good. 41-36 with 12.2 left. Stephanie out, Wilson back in. That should do it. Davies inbounds it to Porter. Porter across the timeline. Picks up her dribble. Lobs it inside, poked by Wilson, near sideline. Romero comes and gets it with 3 seconds left. Romero dribbles around Limburger. She is fouled with just 0.6 of a second remaining by Haley Porter, who commits her fourth. And Jaslyn Romero will get to walk to the foul line. 2 foul shots coming, and Hermiston is going to win their final matchup ever against the Pendleton girls.
That actually, Eric, it's a good thing by the official. That could have been called an intentional foul on that one with the, direct going after the body instead of after the ball.
First one goes. Romero's second is good as well. Just 0.6. McLaughlin into Limburger. She'll hoist one 3/4 court. Close, but no cigar. And that brings us to the end of the contest. Hermiston 43, Pendleton 36, and the Bulldog girls win their final matchup ever in the conference with Pendleton. Maybe they'll play again down the road, but the win tonight gets the job done for Hermiston, and they will improve to 11-13. They will host next Tuesday, or Wednesday, excuse me, in the Columbia River Conference number 2 seed versus Northwest Oregon Conference number 6 seed crossover game. Pendleton's still the conference champions, but they will not go 9-0. 17-7. 8-1 they'll finish in the CRC, and their 9-game win streak is snapped by Hermiston here tonight. We'll take a break. 2 minutes and we're back. We'll put a bow on this one. We'll pick a player of the game, and then we'll get you ready for the boys playing for the conference title. That's after this on AM 1360 KOHU. We're back in 2 minutes.
I'd almost say Maddie Jewell. 12 rebounds.
What was it? What was the final?
43-36.
Thank you. Eric Olson, Sonny Levy with you on AM 1360 KOHU, high atop Hermiston High School. Our Sway Motors postgame show as Hermiston's girls win 43-36 against the Pendleton Buckaroos. I don't want to say it was just as simple as Hermiston won more hustle plays this time than they had in the previous 2 meetings, but Sonny, maybe it was more or less just that simple.
It was at the end, and Hermiston was able to get the energy level going, and I thought this was a key substitution for Coach Rodriguez when he brought Paige Palzinski in that fourth quarter to give him a good 3.5-4 minutes of good energy that seemed to be picked up by everybody else. Defensive-wise, Reagan Myers picked up on it. Everybody came in, and finally whenever they brought their starter, when they brought Maddie Wilson back in, and they were able to go ahead and get Jaslyn a little bit of a break, they had some momentum going for them.
You look for a Delish Bistro player of the game, and it's probably Jaslyn Romero had 16. That was incredibly important for Hermiston. 6 in the fourth quarter. She hit the foul shots to ice the game. Hannah Thompson had 11 tonight, but I was thinking this, you said this, Maddie Jewell tonight, she had just 3, but what she was able to do tonight, the minutes she was able to give, what she was able to do defensively inside, and Reagan Myers as well, because Myers had to play a ton more minutes than she had played all season, because Jordan Thomas spent the entire game in foul trouble. And those two seniors, not forcing the senior night storyline, but those two seniors made the difference in the contest for the Hermiston Bulldogs tonight.
They absolutely did, and you were able to go ahead and Maddie Jewell coming out with 12 big rebounds, and a lot of those key rebounds to go ahead and get Hermiston, and then just was able to go ahead and calm things down a little bit for Hermiston once she got those rebounds. Instead of trying to push it and go, she was able to go ahead and hold it back, let everybody clear, and then bring it back up the court herself.
So as we look at the final scoring here tonight for Pendleton, they got 11 points from Kaylin McLaughlin. They got 7 points from Maureen Davies, and she was held to just 1 point, no field goals in the second half. Jane Lemberger added 9, and 7 of those came in the second half. But as far as starters go, both Hallie Porter and Riley Gettner were held scoreless. And then off of the bench, Josie Wilson had 3. Katie Brott ended up with 4 tonight. So it was McLaughlin and Davies, but they didn't have a ton more help in the 43-36 loss. And Lemberger's three-pointer in the fourth quarter that brought the game to within 1. That was the only three-point shot that Pendleton made tonight. For the Bulldogs, Romero leads the way with 16. 11 points from Hannah Thompson. Jordan Thomas with 6. Sydney Stephanie with 4. Maddie Wilson with 3. And then Maddie Jewell chipped in 3 more off of the bench. Hermiston hit 3 three-point shots tonight. Thompson had 2 of the 3, and Romero swished 1 right at the start of the contest. Other numbers that stood out to you, Sonny?
Just rebounding, Hermiston was able to get 28 rebounds. Pendleton 36. Maddie Jewell, like I said, with the 12. The second leading rebounder, on the team tonight was Jaslyn Romero. She was able to come in and get, was Reagan Myers. Jaslyn Romero, Reagan had 5, Jaslyn had 4. But just turnover-wise, Hermiston with only 14 turnovers compared to Pendleton's 17.
Well, and I don't want to pick too many nits because it's a win, but 12 of 17 from the foul line tonight. That was Hermiston. But they made them when they had to. All right, so Hermiston wins 43-36. Let's take a break. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll hear from Casey Arstein, the head coach of the Hermiston boys. They take on Pendleton for the Columbia River Conference title. That's in 2 minutes when we come back on AM 1360 KOHU.
like 29. Yeah, that's all right. They were horrible.
Yeah, it didn't make it better.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remember to support the Hermiston Vs Pendelton professional chapter. They have a raffle tonight, and they'll be giving away a hydro flask along with a one-month gym membership at Club 24, and that will be announced during the third quarter. You can buy tickets right outside main foyer. One ticket for $1, 7 tickets for $5, or 15 tickets for $10. And it goes towards the Vs Pendelton Professionals chapter right here at Hermiston High School. You can purchase tickets right outside and in the main foyer. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is senior night for our 3 boys varsity basketball players. Head coach Casey Arstein, along with his assistants, would like to thank these 3 fellas for their hard work and leadership, dedication to the Hermiston High School boys basketball program over the past 4 years. Now, senior boys, when you hear your names called, please step onto the main floor to be joined by your parents. Coach Arstein would like to offer token appreciation to all 3 of you. We'll start off with senior athlete Thomas McCullough. Thomas's parents are Scott and Sabrina McCullough. Senior basketball athlete Omar Garcia Miramontes. Omar's parents are Tony and Nancy Garcia. And our final senior basketball athlete is Patrick Wicks. Patrick's parents are Jim Tibbs and Angelina Wicks.
Back at Hermiston High School, Claire Colson and Sunny Levy with you on AM 1360 KOHU. It is senior night among plenty of other divisions. Our senior pregame show starts, and the
Good catch.
Please give them all a great big hand.
I'm here now. Eric Olson and Sonny Libby with you on AM 1360 KOHU, and we welcome you as well if you're joining us online at GoHermiston.com. Senior night, and for the Hermiston boys, it's a relatively quick presentation, but that is not to diminish what Patrick Wicks has done, along with Thomas McCullough and Omar Garcia for this Hermiston program over their careers. Really all guys who've gone through the process. You put your time in as a freshman, you move up into the JV program, and you play at the varsity level. Thomas McCullough probably has had the most time over the years, but is also from time to time battled with some injuries. But they're honored. That's done. Now the warm-up's taking place, and these 2 teams, here's the important part. Senior night's a nice storyline. This is for a Columbia River Conference title, and the last time that Hermiston and Pendleton will meet in a conference game. Sonny?
Yeah, let's hope that, this is a good one. I mean, every time that Hermiston has played this year, they've given Pendleton everything they've wanted. One in an overtime loss and one in a win, and this could go either way. Pendleton's big 2 guns so far in the first 2 meetings have been Dakota Sams and Tyler Newsom. Take one of those 2 out of the equation a little bit, maybe get them a little bit in foul trouble or get them a little bit tired, and this could be a big Hermiston win.
They've been pretty evenly matched. Each team has won on the other's home floor, and they're both 6-2 coming into tonight's contest. There's a lot on the line because I believe that either winner will get into the top 16 in the OSA's RPI and get themselves a home playoff game. However, now there is a caveat. Hermiston's at 17 right now. Mathematically, there's a way for them to win and not get into the top 16 and not get a home playoff game. That gets a little bit deeper into the math and the weeds than we want to get. Let's just go in assuming the winner will be the conference champions. They will get a home playoff game, and the loser will be playing next week with a home game against the number 6 seed out of the Northwest Oregon Conference to get into the round of 16, and then they will have to go on the road. Pendleton's 15, Hermiston is 17, and that's kind of all that's on the line here this evening. Before we go into our final break of the Swim Motors pregame show, on the Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard, halftime scores down in the gorge. Hood River Valley's boys are up over the Dows 37-19, and the Hood River Valley girls have a 21-17 lead at the half over the Dows Riverhawks. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and tip things off for Hermiston High School. One more time, Hermiston and Pendleton on AM 1360 KOHU. Nice. Congratulations. Well, he won the last game. Yeah. No, there's a wrestling banner missing and the football banner's missing. I thought they were going to hoist the banner tonight, but it's not ready yet. No, it was 2016. They haven't won the last 2 years. They placed 12th this year. Yeah, it was a rough year. By the way, you can sit here. This chair's for you, and if you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can hear us in there if you want to listen this way. Can you hear me? Can you hear Sonny?
Hello, hello.
Okay.
Basketball action on a Tuesday evening in Hermiston. Tonight we feature the Sunday game of the
Eric Olson, Sonny Levy with you on AM 1360 KOHU. And it is almost a capacity crowd here at Hermiston High School. We talked about, Sonny, earlier on in the evening. We would occasionally reminisce about some of our favorite Hermiston Pendleton moments. No doubt my favorite Hermiston Pendleton boys basketball moment was back in 2010. And Hermiston and Pendleton got to double overtime here at the Doghouse. Ricardo Rodriguez hits the game-winning shot, banks in a elbow runner, hard off the glass and good. But if you remember, Sonny, it was 5 deep around us up top. The fire marshal was on vacation that night, and we were up at the top of the gym with people standing all around us. And that was the time when we had the low table, and so you and I stood the whole time too. And so it was like we had this crowd around us too. It is an amazing atmosphere. We got a good one here tonight. It's just, I don't know that we'll ever quite match the Rico Rodriguez game.
No, I don't think so, Eric. You know, this thing is tonight. I love this big crowd. You know, you get into here. This brings me back to in the days when I played, where the gym was full every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights, and that's when we used to play all the time. Was Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights, and didn't play any Thursdays hardly at all. And this is a great crowd for a Tuesday night. Absolutely a great crowd.
Well, when I played golf at Lake Oswego, there were sometimes 5 or 6 parents that would follow us along. So it was, really big crowds there too.
Well, it was just nice to see, Eric, that this student body section is as full as it is tonight. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic to go ahead and put that many Hermiston kids out of the student body here tonight. Of course, it could have been the free T-shirts, could have been, you know, some of the other things that they were getting, or the cupcakes. You know.
I don't think they knew about the cupcakes ahead of time, though. They knew about the T-shirts. I saw that on Twitter this afternoon.
Yeah.
But the cupcakes were added in. And the T-shirts tonight, they say that the rivalry ends in 2018. And embrace kindness on the front. It's in purple and it's in green. So, you know, there's an end to an era that's going on as well as the starters get introduced here this evening. And for the Pendleton Buckaroos, it's an all-black uniform. Green numerals and lettering trimmed in gold. And their starting five, we're not going to see any changes. The 6-foot freshman, Dakota Sams. The point guard is the 6-foot senior, Shaw Jerome. The 6'5 senior, Richard Scott, with the 6'4 senior, Tyler Newsom, and the 6'1 senior, Ryan Russell. Newsom gets a lot of the headlines, but Russell's rebounding is always something that keeps my attention.
Yeah, Russell and Scott. Scott is kind of the quarterback of this basketball team, and but Russell is the one that absolutely does all the dirty work down in there. He'll go after the loose ball. He'll go after the hard-looking rebounds. And if you can limit his ability to go ahead and go to the offensive boards for Pendleton and limit Scott's opportunities of rebounding on the defensive end, you have a pretty good chance of beating this Pendleton team.
The lights are dropped here at Hermiston High School, and the starters being introduced. And for the Hermiston Bulldogs, yes, it's senior night, but it is going to be the junior contingent we expect with the conference title on the line. Clad in the all-white uniforms with purple numerals and lettering trimmed in gold. The point guard is the 5'11 junior Jordan Ramirez. He'll be joined in the backcourt by the 5'9 junior Andrew James, the 6'1 junior Cesar Ortiz, and on the forward front, the 6-foot junior Adrian Mendez and the 6'2 junior Ryan Andreessen. Bulldogs are So the lights are back on. Casey Arstein, Kyle Tedder, the two coaches, and we get ready for tip-off here this evening at Hermiston High School. Sonny, what are you looking for early on from Hermiston?
I'd like to see Hermiston go ahead and try, get Mendez involved very early, and get Andreessen involved from the outside and going to the basket. You get Mendez down below, that's going to occupy Russell down low, and Andreessen will go one-on-one, probably with Newsom.
Andreessen in the jump circle to go against Scott, and the tip is won by Hermiston. Cesar Ortiz will move it into the front court. Denarice J. Marlowe and Forrest McInnes out of the Blue Mountain Officials Association. Bulldogs will weave out front. Man-to-man defense early for Pendleton. Ramirez out on the left wing, skips it near side for Andrew James. He'll look back towards Casey Arstein, and they'll set up here in the motion offense. Right side for Ortiz. He'll weave his way into the paint. Lefty scoop shot goes in right over the top of Russell. And Hermiston strikes first on the Ortiz attack.
Didn't see that attack coming by Ortiz from way outside, but a good job by Hermiston going ahead and spreading the floor and letting Ortiz create something.
Full court pressure. And now across the timeline, Shaw Jerome has it. Hermiston sitting back in his zone, and Jerome will wait. Now he'll come straight on, drive into the lane. Hanging shot is blocked away by Andreessen, but right into the hands of Scott at the foul line. Back out into the left corner for Newsom. Comes around a pick. Lobs it back up top. Jerome gives it right side for Sams. The freshman goes to work and kicks into the right corner for Russell. Back out to Sams. Sams and Pendleton hit a couple of three-point shots that were from way downtown. Here's an NBA leg three. Off the back iron, pings out into the hands of Ramirez for Hermiston. Bulldogs by 2. 6:40 on the clock. Ramirez all the way down the lane, poked away, out of bounds off of Jerome last.
Good hustle by Ramirez, pushing the pace that time, trying to get it down inside. You know, that one might have been a good one to go ahead and pull back out and then double back in.
James lobs it all the way to the top of the key. Ramirez whips it into the left corner for Andreessen and back out. Ramirez yo-yoing at the jump circle, throws far sideline to Ortiz. Circling back up top, James. Kicks into the right corner for Ramirez. Ramirez back out. And Andrew James going to work. Right side for Ramirez. Skip it across. Ortiz, left wing, 3-ball. Back iron too hard into the hands of Jerome for Pendleton. 6:14 on the clock. Pendleton trailing 2-0. Jerome all the way to 10 right side. Blocked partially from behind and picked up for Hermiston by Ortiz on the far sideline. 2 minutes gone and Hermiston by 2. Ramirez lobs it in left corner. Andreessen over 3-ball. Way short. Rebound into Russell's hands. And the ball is tipped out of bounds on the near sideline. Out off of Tyler Newsome last. Hermiston will have the possession. Bounce it in, and Jordan Ramirez will bring it to the front court. It's been so different when he's been on the floor for Hermiston than those times when he's been out injured, Sonny.
Yeah, it has, and Hermiston is, much more smooth out there in running their offense and defense.
Ortiz dribbles down, bounces it inside. Mendez at the 10 with the finish. Sees Ortiz attacked again, drew a double team this time, and bounced to Mendez to make it 4. Julian, maybe you got me back on barracks. Julian, if you got me on barracks, I'm going to dial back in right now. We lost all our power here. Hey, we got our power kicked out here. Am I echoing right now?
No.
All right, patch us back through.
Okay, bye.
Well, we talked so much in the pregame about that great crowd that's here tonight, and somebody had their feet dragging around our power cord, and so we in the HSD broadcast both lost our power briefly. To the 10, and Adrian Mendez is fouled. He's going to the line to shoot 2. We've missed 2 Ryan Andreessen buckets. One of them, Hermiston breaking a full court press, and Andreessen was wide open. Also, we missed Tyler Newsome scoring Pendleton's first points of the game. It's 8-2, 4:02 left in the first quarter. The foul on Shaw Jerome, his first, and the first on Pendleton. Mendez gets the first foul shot to go. One of those state championship football players. And apparently we got to check all the waistbands, make sure everything's tucked in just proper and prim. Mendez short on the second, get a shooter's roll, and then they'll wave it off.
And also into the game for Hermiston, number 32 senior.
And so that was against Hermiston. Thomas McCullough comes into the game. Andrew Earl is also in for Hermiston. They lead 9-2. 4 minutes gone in the first quarter. And for Pendleton, they attack right to left. Dakota Sams down in the right corner. Skips it across Ramirez. Tips a pass into the hands of McCullough. Hermiston's got it, leading by 7. Pass up court, and Newsome steals it right back for Pendleton. Down the far sideline, he'll run. Weaves into the lane. Euro steps around a defender. Blocking +1. Chance for a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. 3:37 left in the first quarter. And the foul is going to go against Thomas McCullough. It's his first and the second on Hermiston, and Newsome clangs the foul shot off the back iron. 3:33, 9-4 Hermiston's lead. Newsom's got all 4 of Pendleton's points. Ortiz on the far sideline. He scored to open up this game a few minutes ago. Andreessen on the left wing. He's got 4 right now. Ortiz left side against Russell. Too far away for a shot. Kicks near side. And it's Andreessen who flips into the corner for Ramirez. Back out to Earl. Earl, one bounce, and then he'll kick. Ramirez circling left side. Pass Jerome to the 10. The layup hangs off the front iron and poked to Pendleton. Near sideline, Newsom across the timeline. Pendleton down by 5. Newsom a 3-ball, cuts it down to 2. Newsom drains the 3. 9-7 is the lead for Hermiston with 2:52 left in the first. On the perimeter, Newsom called for a foul on Earl. He ran in. Richard Scott poked the ball out well after the shot. Forrest McKenna saying something. You know, Charles Barkley, he talks about this all the time too. He always did that. You never let somebody see a ball go in if the play is already dead because of a whistle.
Yeah, that's just a delay of game. That's probably what he was talking to him about, that the next time he was going to call it. But you're right. You never see him go down, and you know, Hermiston doing a good job. They got to settle down now and get a little bit more in front of Newsom.
2:45 left in the first quarter. Hermiston's lead is 9-7. Andrew Earl, the sophomore, will put the ball on the floor, kicking it to the right side from McCullough. Up top, Ramirez into the left corner. And Andreessen will put it on the floor against Jerome. Up top, Earl sizes up a 3-ball, very short. Newsom's got the rebound. Newsom, baseball pass up court to Sams. Sams kicks it across to a trailing Russell, and he walked.
Good call that time. Newsom trying to go ahead and gather himself with the ball spinning up on his shoulder and couldn't get it pulled down in time.
2:23 left in the first quarter. Hermiston still up by 2. I think if you're Pendleton, Kyle Tedder, you probably want Sams, the freshman, just to take it and attack.
Yeah. Well, he's the most, other than Newsom, he's the most dangerous guy on the court for Pendleton.
Ortiz, long 3, top of the key, front iron off. Newsom's got another rebound early on. He's racking up those totals quickly. Kick into the right corner. Sams a head fake, leaves it into the paint. Underneath, Willie Camp loses the handle. It's bumped up into the air like a volleyball bump with 1:52 left in the first quarter. Hermiston's lead is still 9-2. Earl on the right wing. Top of the key from McCullough. Given space by Camp. Leaves it for Ramirez, who's guarded by Sams, the freshman. Kick it across to Ortiz, who's got, for Hermiston, 2 points. He'll dump it across. McCullough works down to the right block. The senior can't finish. Gets his own rebound. Putback is in. If at first you don't succeed, Thomas McCullough, try again. 11-7 is Hermiston's advantage. Final minute 24 of the first quarter. This period has flown by. Jerome just inside the half-court line. At the top of the key, leaves for Newsom. Flips across right side. Past Ortiz, down to the baseline. 12-foot runner. Pinged out off of Camp last. Hermiston will have the ball on the baseline on the miss. For Pendleton, Dante Jackson, a 5'10 senior, will come into the game and give Sams a break. He's maybe a little bit gingerly walking over to the bench. He was greeted with some very strong instructions by his head coach. Ramirez gives it to Ryan Andreessen. Andreessen right back to Ramirez. They're operating between the rings. Andreessen down right side. Defended well by Dante Jackson, the senior. Earl will attack the 10. He's fouled on his way in. Camp and Newsom were both there. And it's Newsom.
Number 2.
Newsom's second, third team foul on Pendleton with 53.5 seconds left in the first quarter. An 11-7 lead in favor of Hermiston with Andrew Earl at the line.
That's kind of what you wanted to see, you know, try and get Newsom a little bit in trouble or out of the game early, or Sams into the game or out of the game early. We got Sams out for a rest. He's got to come right back in now, and Newsom's got to go to the Pine.
Earl 4 in the last game and 3 in the first game between these two teams. He goes 1 of 2 at the charity stripe, and Hermiston's lead is 12-7. Ball knocked out of bounds far sideline. Earl has it, but he stepped out. And so with 48.4 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, the Bulldogs' lead is 5. As Shaw Jerome, the senior, he'll continue his football career next year. Works out onto the right side and gets it right back between the rings. Jerome leaves for Sams, right corner, passes up a 3, 12-foot runner, and over the top of McCullough, it floats in. Dakota Sams gets that runner to cut Hermiston's lead to 3. Under a half minute remaining in quarter number 1. Jordan Ramirez comes and gets the ball. Dribbling out to the far sideline. Standing Hermiston student section, watches patiently, double high screen, leaves it for Earl on the right side. Earl, double team comes, 10 seconds left, kicks it over to Ramirez. Ramirez, left corner, no look, Smith 3 ball, off the back iron, rebound, pings out, touched last by Pendleton. With 2 seconds left, Hermiston will have the ball. Cole Smith, the junior, who's 6 feet tall, he was injured against Pendleton, a concussion. The first time these two teams met, he missed the second meeting. He'll inbound down the baseline, down in the left corner. Into Ramirez, steps to his left. Runner at the buzzers, short, and the first quarter will end with Hermiston in front, 12-9. Well, we had some intrigue, we had some frustration. That's both us and down on the floor, and it's 12-9 after 1 quarter. We're back at 60 on AM 1360 KOHU. Huh?
Credit Union has been serving Oregonians for 60 years. Whether you're buying a home, shopping for a car, home without the unnecessary fees, First Community can help make all that and more a reality. Become a member and discover the benefits of banking with First Community. Stop by your local branch.
I'll kind of weave you in between pauses. No, you don't get out that easy. All right, start the second quarter. Hermiston 12, Pendleton 9. Our Delish Bistro player of the game, Maddie Jewell, is with us. She shares honors with Reagan Myers, a couple of seniors who played big minutes tonight for Hermiston. We'll get to Maddie. She wants me to say go ahead and leave, but I'm not going to let her do that. We're just going to wait for a break here in the action. Pendleton possessing, start the second quarter, down by 3. Ryan Russell down in the right corner. Has the ball out to him from Dante Jackson. Near sideline, pick in the other direction for Jordan Ramirez. With Jerome behind him, Jerome comes and blocks it away from Ramirez, who wants something about the armbar on his back as his went into the hoop. 45 seconds in, still a Hermiston 3-point lead. Russell a handoff on the near sideline to Dakota Sams. Sams between the rings, far sideline gives to Shaw Jerome. Hermiston in a 1-3-1 look. Down in the corner for Jackson. Jackson stuck there. Double team comes. Jackson throws it across. Ramirez steals it. Pings it off of Adrian Mendez's leg. Out of bounds. It'll stay Pendleton ball. 1 minute and 6 seconds into the second quarter and a 3-point lead. Tyler Newsom, who has 2 fouls, will come back into the game. He also has 7 of Pendleton's 9 points. Near sideline, Russell inbounds. And up near the half-court line, he'll give to Sams, who hands it right back to Jerome. The point guard goes to work slowly against this Hermiston zone. Russell, left corner, they get it into Newsom. Newsom in traffic, flings it up, and there's a lot of contact, no whistle. Mendez has the ball for Hermiston. Bulldogs up 12-9, 6:35 on the clock, second quarter. Andrew James looks at a very long 3 ball, off iron right, and Ryan Andreessen chases it down, but too late, out of bounds. That is going to be Pendleton's possession. After 3 quarters on the Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard, the Hood River Valley boys have extended their lead to 48-37. Sam stuck, lobs it near sideline. Newsom up court, and Andrew James commits a foul on Shaw Jerome. Andrew James, first and the third on Hermiston.
15 for Hermiston. Andrew James, his first personal foul. 13 foul. Andrew Earl
Andrew Earl will come in for Andrew James. Jerome will inbound on the baseline, baskets to his right. Everybody bunched around in the paint to start. Wide open up top is Scott. Check that, Willie Camp, he'll take the inbound. To Newsom, right side, Jerome, and back out to Newsom. Jerome has it in the right corner. Hermiston still zoning. Down inside, Jerome in the paint. His jumper's off the back iron. Back tipped out by Russell. To Sam's right elbow extended, jumpers off. Willie Camp rebound, put back, glass and good. Willie Camp gets the first points of the second quarter for either team, 2 minutes in. And Hermiston's lead is down to 1. 5:50 left in the second quarter. Jordan Mears coming left side, kicks left corner. Andreessen three ball, nothing but the bottom of the net. Andreessen extends Hermiston's lead back out to 15-11. And we are 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. On the right side is Jerome. Columbia River Conference title is on the line. Newsom lobs into the left corner. Russell there, wants to get inside to Camp and skips it across to Sam. Right corner, three ball to answer. Front iron off, Mendez knocked to the floor by Camp. Camp takes it to the tin pass, Andreessen, and lays it in. And Kyle Tedder says, and one on that one. He thought Camp got hit on the finish.
He got away with the foul. He went up over the top of Mendez, pushed him up underneath.
It is possible there were multiple fouls, and we're just going to play physical. Playoff hockey style basketball. Andreessen between the rings. Far sideline gives to Jordan Ramirez. 4:50 left in the second quarter. 15-13 Hermiston's advantage.
Go right at him. Go right at him, Jordan. He's got two.
Andreessen down in the left corner. Back out to Ramirez and gives to Andreessen left wing. Gets around Camp, floater in the lane from 6, tipped back by Andreessen, no. Rebound pings around. Earl's got it for Hermiston at the foul line. Bounced out to Ortiz on the right wing. Ortiz probes and then kicks back out. Around the perimeter left side, Andreessen there. Andreessen. Maddie Jewell's not going to have fingernails left by the time we get to ask her a question here. Ball turned over, picked up by Jerome. He's got such speed, poked away by Earl. And with 4:14 left in the second quarter, Pendleton's got a baseline inbound. 15-13. Both defense playing pretty well right now. Jerome lobs it in. Camp between the rings. Underhand flips. Newsom right wing three ball for a Pendleton lead. It's off. Camp is fouled on the rebound by Mendez. That will be the fourth foul on Hermiston, and Adrian Mendez called for his second harm. Thomas McCullough right back in, and Patrick Wicks will return for Hermiston. Ortiz will come out. Bulldogs had 6 on the floor there for a second. Supposedly, the Hermiston girls got to play with 6 for an entire minute against Hood River Valley last Friday. It was Sydney Stephanie. She was the one who stayed out there when she wasn't supposed to be. Camp down on the right block over. McCullough lays it in and ties the game. 15 apiece and a timeout for KCR's team. 30-second timeout with 3:55 left in the second quarter, and it's tied at 15. All right, here we go. Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, how important is it just to win that one?
It was special, yeah. It was definitely, we were not going to let tonight get away from us. We wouldn't let Pendleton get 3 on us, and so it was really amazing to have that happen.
There were moments tonight where we got to see some of the old moves. How did it feel out there tonight?
Yeah,
a couple of step throughs, a couple of spins.
I scared myself a little. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing things like that, but hey, I had to go all out for senior night.
I mean, how much is that in your mind when you're stepping out there? I know there's the ceremony before the game, but how much are you thinking, this is senior night, this is one of the last times I'll be here?
To be honest, I don't think it's hit me yet.
Well, you get to play next week. What do you guys got to do between now and then to feel like you're ready for a playoff run?
Yeah, we just have to come together, I think really in all aspects, just come together as a team and just put all the pieces together that, I mean, we've hit the spots in each game and whatnot, but just putting it all together, coming together as a team, putting the whole game together, that's what's important for next week.
All right, thanks, Maddie.
Yeah, thank you.
Jordan Ramirez hits a 3-ball with 3:30 left in the second quarter, and Hermiston's back out in front, 18-15. Second three-pointer for Hermiston. Out of the Bulldog timeout. Jerome flips into the left corner for Russell. Russell guarded there by McCullough. Now he'll dribble out of that corner. Hermiston still kind of zoning. Kicks it across right side. And Sam's out there. Up top to Jerome. Jerome whistles it into the right corner for Russell. Russell to the foul line. Jerome coming to left, trips, slips, dives across the ball. Kyle Tedder's out at half court.
That's a travel regardless of it, because once he got up off his knees, that's a traveling to go ahead and get up off the elbows also.
How are there no whistles anywhere? There are 0 whistles on that play. 2:57 left in the second quarter. Hermiston in front 18-15. Dana Reese right now is the one who's getting the most vocal complaints from Kyle Tedder, although Tedder did just pat him on the back. Andreessen drives in right side, Camp contact, a late whistle. I don't say it's wrong, but it was a very late tweet.
Yeah, it should have been tweeted on the shot, because that's when he got him with the body down below.
Andreessen's going to the line with 2 foul shots coming. On the foul on Willie Camp, his first, and the 14th foul on Pendleton. 2:43 left in the second quarter. Final 6 minutes, and the Dallas boys have cut the Hood River Valley lead to 50-41. The winner of that game is the Columbia River Conference 3 seed, and they go into the postseason. The loser's done. It's spring sports time. Andreessen 2 for 2 on the trip. He's got 9 to lead all scores. 20-15 the Hermiston lead. Then ball is going to be Pendleton's on the near sideline, just up from the Hermiston bench, just inside half court. Although Russell will lob it into the backcourt for Jerome. 2:35 left in the second quarter. 5-point Hermiston lead. Pendleton has been trying to figure out exactly how to attack this zone from Hermiston. Near sideline for Russell against McCullough. Everybody's fronting Newsom inside. He's the inside guy in the paint right now. Across the Camp, throws it inside. Newsom catches, turns over the top of McCullough, misses. McCullough skies for the rebound. 20-15 Hermiston with 2:05 left in the second quarter. Ramirez lost the handle, poked out of his hands, up court to Sams, and the ball's off of him. He saves it back in. McCullough's got it for Hermiston. Turnovers both ways. Under 2 minutes left in the second quarter. 20-15 is the scoreline in favor of Hermiston.
Eric, I'd go right at Newsom right now.
They go inside. Newsom's there against Ramirez, and Newsom got up in the air and fouled Ramirez. 2 shots coming for Hermiston's junior point guard. Newsom just picked up his 3rd.
You know, that's huge, and that's what they should have done on a couple of trips down the court before that time there. They should have went down and got after him early.
Well, 1:43 left in the second quarter. I can't imagine Newsom coming back into the game in the first half. Dante Jackson, the senior, will replace him. Ramirez was good on the first. His second is true as well. And it's 22-15. 1:43 left in the first half. Dakota Sams takes it on the near sideline. Hermiston 1-2-2, 3/4 court pressure, looking to trap as Jerome gets it across. Ball thrown inside, tipped. Wicks has trouble securing it, and it comes out to Sams. Throws it inside, cutting to the tin, a floater with a teardrop. Jerome gets his first points of the game on the lay-in. 22-17 with 1:17 left in the second quarter. McCullough lobs it right side. Wicks gives that up to Ramirez. Top of the key, Andrew James coming to his left, and he's bumped. Just took it right at Camp, and Camp, I believe, is going to be whistled for his second. No. They gave it to Dante Jackson, his first. 16 foul. Hermiston's got 2 to give with 1:10 left in the second quarter. Bounce it in. Andreessen catches baseline, lobs it to a cutting Wicks. Wicks to the 10, short on the shot, gets his own rebound, falls to the turf, and it's picked up by Jerome. Jerome, far sideline, blocking foul called on Andrew James. He and Jerome came together. Honestly, could have gone either way. I think that if you're wearing purple-hued glasses, you think that's a push-off. And, of course, if your glasses have a green tint to them, that was correctly assessed. Andrew James second. We have a purple tint up here. That should have been an offensive foul.
So I'm under the firm belief that Andrew James is not going to get that type of a break or the call just because of his toughness that he has.
Well, he shouldn't be so strong.
Yeah.
22-17 with 50 seconds left in the first half. Skip it across near sideline. Jackson catches, works into the paint, leaves it for Russell, top of the key. Jump stop down the left lane to the 10 and a lay-in. And a timeout given to Kyle Tedder with 42.3 seconds left in the second quarter. And Willie Camp will come right back into the game on Russell's first basket. Hermiston's lead is cut to 22-19. 42.3 seconds left in the second quarter. And it's a 30-second timeout, so each team has used one of their short timeouts. Columbia River Conference title is on the line. Home playoff game, most likely on the line. Bragging rights forever and ever, with this being the last game with the two teams in the same conference on the line. Hermiston girls got their bragging rights with a 43-36 win earlier on this evening. The head coach Juan Rodriguez will join us at the Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show break. 42.3 seconds away on the clock. Hermiston's lead is 22-19. Jordan Ramirez will walk it up and has it between the rings. Far sideline Ortiz and gets it right back. Near side, Andrew Rowe left open. Down inside to Andreessen in the paint. He lays it in with the right hand. Andreessen's got 11. Hermiston's lead is 5. Final 20 seconds of the second quarter. And then Ramirez pokes one off of Russell out of bounds. Ramirez touched it last. Pendleton inbound on the near sideline. They're going to bring Newsom in.
Wow.
And if you're Hermiston, you have to do everything you can to try to draw an offensive charge here. Honestly, at the risk of a blocking foul.
Yes, you do.
15 seconds left. Hermiston 24, Pendleton 19. Newsom's out there with 3 fouls. Left corner for Russell. Russell into Camp. Camp works his way into the paint. He'll run right over the top of Cole Smith, but Cole didn't stay there. 2 seconds left. Up to Andreessen. Andreessen left side. He will not get the shot off before the buzzer. 24-21. Hermiston leads by 3 at halftime. Can you wait till after the commercial? You good for that? Yeah, you can wait. 2 minutes and we're back here with Juan Rodriguez on AM 1360 KOHU Hermiston. Are you making Hannah talk too? Are you making Hannah talk too? Is that why she's here? Or her? Hannah likes talking on the radio so much that, look at that face, she wants to talk. Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show at Hermiston. The Hermiston boys up on Pendleton 24-21. Earlier tonight we heard the Hermiston girls beat the Pendleton Buckaroos 43-36. The head coach Juan Rodriguez with us now. I mean, just for mentality, it didn't really change anything as far as the standings go. How important was it to get that little mini monkey off the back?
It's just momentum right now for us. 3-game win streak going into our playing game next Tuesday, and yeah, it's a pride thing for our girls, right? Not losing to Pendleton 3 times in 1 year, and it sucks that we couldn't play like that earlier in the year, but I think doing it at the last game we'll play against them for a while on our home court with the crowd we had was pretty special.
Senior night sometimes is easy for me to force storylines that don't actually matter, but tonight Jordan gets in foul trouble, and she's in foul trouble all night, and the minutes Reagan Myers was able to provide for you tonight were huge.
Yeah, unbelievable. And that's what I love about those seniors is a lot of them didn't get minutes throughout the season. Not a lot here and there, a few things, and we have obviously younger girls that competed with them and took their minutes, but they were always ready, always came to practice. And worked their butts off for opportunities like that, and Reagan did an amazing job. Not offensively, because that's not what I asked my bench to do, but she came in defensively and guarded either one of their best players for 16 minutes, and gave us good breathers and took care of the ball. So I'm extremely happy for her, but it's one of those things that she's practiced all year for.
Hannah Thompson has 11. She often will compile points, and you don't really see a big scoring, but she's been so consistent for you. And if you don't have those tonight, just kind of sparse throughout the game, then you're going to be in trouble. She sparks a couple of runs during this night.
She's a glue girl, a prototypical glue girl, and normally glue girls or boys are defensive guys and stuff, and Hannah does a great job rebounding defensively, but she does. I have to keep her on the court because she's a threat from the three-point line. She attacks the basket so well, and she's a leader. And so throughout the year, you could see her confidence building, and just for nights like this, like you said, not big scoring night, not a lot of spurts, but key shots, key three-pointers, key baskets, key free throws down the end.
Well, and what she did at Pendleton, she was huge, because there was a stretch where she took everybody on her back, and I know that ended up being a loss, but I start my campaign now. Glue girls and glue guys don't often get first team all-conference honors, but Hannah Thompson's got to be in that conversation for the four coaches in this conference.
Oh, definitely. I think when you look across the board at our league, she's one of the best guards in our league, and she's not flashy. She's not a Jasmine Romero who can handle the ball and do all the fancy stuff, but she comes in, night out, shoots the ball consistently, attacks the ball when I want her to, and honestly has improved her defense so much this year that she has to be on the court at all times. My biggest struggle throughout the year was giving her breaks because I needed her on the court. So I think definitely, I hope the other coaches see it that way and kind of reward her for everything she's done.
The dirty secret all season long hasn't really been a secret. The best player in the conference is unfortunately a shadow of where she was a year ago when she was the conference player of the year. I joke with Maddie, she had a couple of those up and unders tonight. She made a couple of moves to the rim, didn't finish all of them, but we saw shades of a couple of old Maddie moves tonight. When you see those moves, what's that like for you on the bench, knowing her knee's not in great shape?
Yeah, I cringe a little bit, because she worked really hard during the season to get back and play with her teammates, and I know it's frustrating for her not to be able to get under the basket and do what she did last year, and I feel for her at it, but just having her on her court is leadership. Provides that leadership for us. Defensively, she was awesome, and the way she played, the physicalness of the game tonight, you wouldn't think that she has a bad knee. Fronting, rebounding, and she'll never tell me if her knee's hurting, but yeah, you can tell it's a little frustrating for her, but all the other stuff she does, and it is. It's a coulda, woulda, shoulda, what she'd have done with her and Jordan on the court at the same time. But like I said, I'm happy she's getting to play. That's what she wanted. That's why she didn't have surgery. And I'm just happy also that we got her a win against Pendleton in her last home game.
Well, you get to play at home. You don't know who yet, and there was the threat of like a quarter-inch of snow over in Portland, so they canceled everything in the Portland metro area, including high school sports. So we have to wait still. Could be Rex Putnam, could be St. Helens. Either way, they're here next Tuesday. It doesn't really matter. They're the 6th seed of the Northwest Oregon Conference. What do you have to do to, quite frankly, blow out a team like that?
It's the same as our last 3 games. We got to come out with intensity. We can't play for half of a game. And tonight we did a good job of that. Friday night we did a good job of that too. And our girls got to stay focused, come out and kind of put it on them early. They got good players. they're not as bad as their records say. They obviously play in a pretty tough conference, but obviously coming here to our place with our crowd and playing at home should make it difficult for them.
Well, and I mean, the other thing is tonight's win, 13th going in, it should help make it at least a little more desirable opponent with a win presumed next Tuesday in the round of 16. It's a road trip, but maybe, not to LaSalle Prep, something like that. So, Juan, congratulations, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks, guys.
Juan Rodriguez, Hermiston Girls 43-36 winners here on the Tom Denchel Ford Country Halftime Show, where the Hermiston boys lead 24-21. Let's keep it here. I was given permission to do this, Sonny, so I have the Eastern Oregon League's Co-Player of the Year with us as well. Caden Webb of Umatilla is sitting with me. You found out today you and Johnny Phillips of Oregon are co-players of the year. You, back-to-back player of the year in the Eastern Oregon League, and you guys have a playoff game Saturday against Horizon Christian in Tualatin. Let's start with this. I mean, when Coach Bo tells you how all league went today, what was your reaction?
It's an amazing feeling. Go back-to-back player of the year. You work so hard, so many hours, so many shots, and the awards just pay off. But it's just award. I'm more worried about winning this Saturday than winning an award. So
there's some familiarity. You saw Horizon Christian play in Salem earlier this year, and you played them last year in the round of 16. They were at your place last year. You go to their place this Saturday. What can you tell us about them? What's your guys' mindset going in?
It's a bit of a revenge feeling from last year. Last year they came in and we weren't ready for it. Mentally weren't there, and so this year we're just. It's our last drive. We've got 6 of us seniors that we've all been playing together since 5th grade, and it's our last ride, and it's a bit of a revenge feeling, and so the mindset is we just work every day, and we're going to do what we need to do to get to that top.
All right, do your homework. Caden Webb, Eastern Oregon League Co-Player of the Year, along with Oregon's Johnny Phillips, and hopefully Davis. Now, 24-21. That's also, by the way, how you have a Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show with almost no commercials. Hermiston in front. Sonny, any numbers that jump out to you before Cesar Ortiz inbounds this to start the third quarter?
Clean first half for Hermiston. 4 turnovers in that first half, and that's why one of the reasons why they have this, 3-point lead. And the other reason is getting one of the 2 players off on a good start. Andreessen, like we thought.
Andreessen's got 11 to lead all scorers in this game. Hermiston starting 5 back out. Right wing, Cesar Ortiz, 3-point shot off the back iron into the hands of Shaw Jerome. Jerome will work it into the front court, lob into Sams in the right corner. Ramirez comes back and swipes the ball away, intended for Newsom. Lost the handle, and Newsom takes it to the 10 for the lay-in. Jordan Ramirez made a great cut to take the ball away, but then he was going out of bounds and flipped it back in, and Newsom, Johnny on the spot to cut Hermiston's lead down to 1. Jordan Ramirez, Cesar Ortiz, Andrew James, Adrian Mendez, and Ryan Andreessen. Andreessen left wing down to Mendez. Into the paint, Andreessen, left corner 3-ball. Very short. Andrew James rebound. Put back in traffic. Blocked away. Dakota Sams has it. With Shaw Jerome, Richard Scott, Tyler Newsom, and Ryan Russell. Russell got tangled up with James behind the play. Newsom, floater in the lane is short, and Ortiz has the rebound. Keep in mind, Tyler Newsom is out there operating with 3 fouls. Adrian Mendez has 2 fouls. After Andreessen, 11 for him, Ramirez with 5, Ortiz with 2, Mendez with 3, Earl with 1, and McCullough with 2. Ortiz left wing, head fake, and he's fouled by Shaw Jerome, who just kind of got up into the air and then lands on him. Dakota Sam, Shaw Jerome, Richard Scott, Tyler Newsom, and Ryan Russell, the 5 out there. Newsom's got 9 now after the bucket to start this quarter. Willie Camp with 6 off of the bench, then Russell, Jerome, and Sams with 2 each. Low scoring right now. 6:34 left in the third quarter, 24-23 Hermiston. Right side, Andreessen down on the baseline for Andrew James. Back out to Andreessen, skip pass across, Ramirez on the left wing. Back up to the top of the key, Ortiz there, couple of bounces, now right side, Andreessen. They don't want the three-point shot right now. They'll give it on a handoff to Andrew James. Works in the paint, kicks left corner. Ortiz passed up a three. That's the three that they should take. He steps to his right, takes a shot, and that's off iron. Pendleton the other direction quickly. Newsom to the 10, left side, lay-in, plus now Pendleton's got a lead. 6 minutes left in the third quarter, 25-24.
Somebody needs to go right at him. They need to swing the ball to the other side.
Andreessen left wing three, rims out. Newsom has it on the far sideline for Pendleton with they lead by one. Lobs it into the right corner for Sams. He'll tear a three. Back iron rolls off after three bounces. Ramirez has it into the front court for Hermiston. Bulldogs down by one with 5:30 left in the third quarter. Ortiz to Ramirez, right side to Andrew James. Left side Andreessen. Andreessen kicks into the corner. Ortiz will take that three. Rims out, Mendez tips it, but it ends up in Jerome's hands. He flies past Ramirez down the right lane, and Shaw Jerome with a burst of speed has 4 points. Pendleton's lead is 3. This is the first time tonight they've led. This game started Hermiston in front 9-2. Timeout for Casey Arstein. Frustrated Hermiston coach with 5:09 left in the third quarter will call a full timeout. We'll take 1 minute here on AM 1360 KOHU. It's a Hood River Valley sweep on the Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard. The boys' score finished 64-53. The girls 44-43. So both Hood River teams are into the playoffs. They'll be in the crossover round. Both are going to the number 4 seed out of the Northwest Oregon Conference. And the Dowls is done in basketball, both boys and girls. Foul called on Russell. His first. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Right wing, Ortiz another three. Banks it in. Banks still open at this time of night here in Hermiston. Ortiz ties the game. Ends a 6-0 run for Pendleton to start this quarter. And for Ortiz, it's just his second field goal of this contest. 27 apiece. 4:40 left in the third quarter. Right side for Sams. Bounces to Newsom, top of the key with a full head of steam down the lane. Glassing good. Past Andreessen. Newsom's got 13. 4:28 left in the third quarter. Pendleton back out in front by 2. Ortiz in the right corner. Back out to Andrew James. Leaves it for Ramirez. Between the rings, he stops and lips near side for James. Ortiz, double team comes on him. Flips it over to Andreessen. Right side for Ramirez. Ramirez will circle up top, pick up his dribble, bounce it to Andrew James and get it right back. Whip it near side. Ortiz 3-ball. Back iron off, and Newsom's got the rebound. Look to lob far up court instead of give to Jerome at the half-court line. Jerome works way down the lane, and a righty finger roll at the 10 goes in for Jerome, who's not normally a big scorer for Pendleton. He's got 6, 4 in this quarter, and it's a 4-point Pendleton lead with 3:40 left in the third. Ramirez, skip pass near side for Ortiz. A head fake, and he'll work into the paint. Lobs it up, fouled on the shot. And 2 foul shots coming for Cesar Ortiz. His threat of shooting does draw defenders out on him quickly. Russell is called for the foul, his second. Third team foul on Pendleton with 3:34 left in the third quarter. And Ortiz trying to cut into Pendleton's 4-point lead. First one misses. Adrian Mendez out, Thomas McCullough in. With 3:34 left in the third. Andrew James will come out and Andrew Earl will replace him. Ortiz misses both.
Wow, badly too.
31-27, both kind of fell off to the left side weirdly. Sams has it across the timeline. Top of the key, he'll try a tray. Back iron, high arcing bounce, but it rolls off the front iron out and tipped out. Last touch. Jay Marlowe and Forrest McInnes want to get together. And Pendleton ball. I think they're right. Ortiz comes out and Cole Smith replaces him. 31-27 Pendleton. They've started this quarter on a 10-3 run. 3:18 left in the third. And down in the right corner of the offense on the baseline, more or less very corner. It's almost like he's where the baseline and the sideline meet. Lobs it into Newsom at the half-court line. Right back to Sams, and Newsom has it. Hermiston zoning again. Russell down in the left corner. Tipped by Ramirez, but it gets out to Newsom. Right side for Sams. He steps to his left. Lobs it across the paint. It's poked away from Scott and into the hands of Andreessen for Hermiston. Bulldogs trailing by 4. Under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Bulldogs have just 3 points in this quarter. Andrew Earl in the left corner. Bounce inside, Andreessen underneath to McCullough. His reverse is off. It's poked into the right corner where Andreessen saves it for Hermiston, gives a new possession. Earl will attack the 10, and he's fouled from behind. Blocking foul. Russell and Newsom were both there. Russell. His third, fourth team. 2:40 left in the third quarter. And Hermiston is trying to again cut in from the foul line to the 4-point lead, and now Earl is missed. Bulldogs in the first half were 6 of 9 from the line. 6 of 8 from the line. But they've started this quarter 0 for 3. Russell will come out, and Willie Camp is back in for Pendleton. Earl does make the second. He's got 2 points in this game. 31-28, 2:35 left in the third quarter. Camp takes it, kicks into the right corner. Jerome works out of the corner. Right elbow extended jumper, floats in. Shot Jerome, the senior, having a big quarter, 6 points, 33-28. Hermiston's been outscored in this quarter, 12-4. They're down now by 5 with 2:13 left in the third after they led for the entire first half. McCullough on the baseline, back out to Cole Smith. Earl around to Ramirez. Ramirez leaves for Andreessen. Andreessen guarded by Newsom. It's got to be Andreessen right now. Left corner, 3-ball for Earl off the top of the backboard. Comes into Ramirez's hands. He'll attack, try to reverse and lay it in. Ramirez has 7, 33-30. Hermiston's cut it down to a 1-basket game with 1:43 left in the third quarter. Ramirez, Newsom gets around him. Ramirez pokes it from behind. Smith back up to Ramirez, down the right lane, and he lays it in past Sams. Jordan Ramirez has a little flurry to cut Pendleton's lead down to 1. Final 90 seconds of the third quarter. Sams lobs it far sideline to Willie Camp at about 35 feet away. He wants to hand it off to Newsom. Newsom's being hounded. Newsom has it in the left corner. Lobs it back out to Sams up top. Sams directing traffic with his right hand. Now switches to his left hand to yo-yo the ball. Sams looking down to the right corner. Earl guarding him there. Lobs it into Scott. Scott inside to Camp. Going against Smith. A lot of contact. No whistle to it. Andreessen picks the rebound. It's tipped out of his hands to McCullough. McCullough drives it in. Stolen away by Sams, but he runs out of bounds. Hermiston will have a baseline inbound. Trailing by 1 with 54.4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Dante Jackson will replace Richard Scott. Baseline inbound, Cole Smith to put it in play, and now another change. Richard Scott who just subbed out, comes back in, and Tyler Newsome gets the rest.
I don't think you can
And
do
now
that.
they're gonna check here.
You can't do that. You can't be subbed in for and not put the ball in play and come back in and sub for another person. He's got to at least have one play out.
And Kevin Moore is the lead assistant. He's going to be the baseball coach here very shortly. But Newsome's going to have to come back into the game. And Scott's going to have to come out because he was subbed out. And so a sub pattern problem. And now Russell's at the scorer's table to come in. Now he's allowed to come in for Newsome.
Yes, he is.
54.4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And now it's a 33-32 lead. Lob it into the paint. Andreessen catches, goes back up with it. Front iron gets the shooter's roll. Andreessen's first points of this quarter. Hermiston back out in front, 34-33. Final 43 seconds of the third. Scott gets it to Sams. The freshman yo-yos at the jump circle. Lobs it onto the right wing for Jerome and gets it right back out. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Pendleton would like to possess last shot unless something really good comes up in the final 23 seconds of this third. Lob near sideline to Russell. Hermiston still zoning. Russell on the right wing. Andrew Earl harassing him. Gets it back out to Jerome. Jerome's had 6 in this quarter. He's got 8 in the game. 9 seconds left. Jerome kicks it in the left corner for Jackson. Jackson, head fake, hesitation, foul. Bounces off the back iron and in. A chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. And now Jackson looking up in the student section. Time for what? He's pointed at a watch that doesn't exist. I probably could bring, Sonny, I could probably bring Caden back in on this and find out exactly what that was, but I'm scared to know. Which is weird because I saw members of this crew on the floor in Pendleton on Saturday give a technical for clapping. Andreessen right elbow runner is off, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Pendleton 35, Hermiston 34. Dante Jackson's runner gives Pendleton the 1-point lead as we go into the fourth. After 60 on AM 1360 KOHU. Let's buckle in. Fourth quarter for one final time. Hermiston and Pendleton in the Columbia River Conference together. And the conference title's on the line, by the way. There's some scissors waiting if Hermiston can win. Pendleton 35, Hermiston 34. To say the least, Sonny, it's been a weird game.
Well, one team chose to come out and play the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, and one team didn't. And the one team that didn't is wearing white tonight. They just did not play a very good first part of the third period.
Shaw Jerome, runner in the lane, is short. Willie Camp gets the rebound, spins back to his right. He is fouled on the putback, and Willie Camp is going to the line on a foul by Andrew James.
Second team foul.
It's Andrew's third, second team foul on Hermiston with 7:44 left in the fourth quarter. And Willie Camp, who has 6 points, they all came in the second quarter, tees up his first foul shot of the game, and it is a line drive off. Bulldog students have been relatively quiet, and they're trying to get to full throat before Camp's second foul shot. Just the opening seconds of the fourth quarter to extend the lead. Pendleton 35, Hermiston 34, and Ortiz has the rebound. Sees Ortiz, Jordan Ramirez, Andrew James, Adrian Mendez, and Ryan Andreessen for the Bulldogs. Andreessen leading scorer with 13. Newsom's got 13 for Pendleton. Turnover by Ramirez. Lobbed at court to Dante Jackson. Jackson on the right block. Back out, and Mendez pokes it away from Sams, but out of bounds into the Pendleton bench. That's where Pendleton will inbound with 7:25 on the clock, and their lead is 1. Shaw Jerome, Dakota Sams, Tyler Newsom, Willie Camp, and Dante Jackson, the 5 right now for Pendleton. Camp in the lane, kicks it through Jackson's hands, far sideline, out of bounds.
Yeah, at times Jackson just wasn't ready for the hard pass by Camp. Catchable pass just right out of bounds. Hermiston's got to go ahead and score this time down, Eric. They've got to get some offense going again.
Ortiz up top, gives near sideline, Jordan Ramirez. Long time to look at a 3, too hard, rebound, pings around. Camp's got it, racing down the other end. 2-on-2 for Pendleton. Camp down the left lane, flips it in with his right hand on a little bit of a reverse look. Camp has 8. 37-34. Excuse me, Camp's got 10 with 6:50 left in the fourth quarter. Andreessen between the rings. Far sideline to Ramirez. Ramirez will kick it near side to James and get it right back. Andreessen on the right side. He's got the 13 points. Relatively quiet third quarter. Long 3. Sees Ortiz. Ortiz has got 8. Ties the game. 37 apiece. Newsom down on left baseline, and Mendez steals it but stepped out of bounds.
Nice job by Mendez that time. Eric, somebody's got to go after Newsom. You know, they've got 14. We've got 2 team fouls. Even if we're going after them and we don't get the foul, same things in the first half.
Near sideline for Sams. Kicks into the right corner. Russell, who just came back into the game there, he works into the paint, got fouled by Ortiz. Cesar Ortiz commits his first of the game. Third team foul with 6:11 left in this contest, and it tied at 37. This thing's coming down to the wire. Honestly, both teams need to get maybe 2 or 3 fouls on the board here in the next 2 minutes, just so they can control the clock late if they need to. Ryan Russell hits the first, has one more foul shot coming. .6:11 left, Pendleton by 2. Russell's got 4 points. Cesar Ortiz brings it into the front court. Pendleton is zoning now as well. Ortiz right side, weaves through traffic to the 10. Willie Camp blocks it away. Dakota Sams has it for Pendleton. Andrew James pressuring in the backcourt. James bumps it away from Sams, rolling down the far sideline, and will roll out of bounds. Kyle Tedder has lost the sweater. That wasn't intended to rhyme, but sounded nice. And he's got a point. Andrew James committed a foul there on Sams to jar the ball loose. Not the first time, but the second time. 5:46 left in the fourth quarter. 2-point lead for Pendleton. Sams brings it into the front court. Willie Camp sets a high screen. No, just give it to Camp at the foul line. Down on the baseline. Jerome under the baseline, kicks it across. Russell works into the paint, high off the glass, 2 bounces, and Ortiz has it. Out to the far sideline, Ramirez for Hermiston will bring it to the half-court line. 5:24 left in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs trailing 39-37. Down to Mendez on the left baseline. Works in against Camp to the block and lays it in. Adrian Mendez, first points since the first quarter. And with 5:13 left in the fourth quarter, tied at 39.
Teed up.
Was it a technical foul or was it just a bench warning?
I think it was a bench warning.
It's a bench warning.
I think he was out of the box there, and I thought he got teed.
So it's tied. A little more than 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Russell to Newsom on the far sideline. Newsom circling up top, and he got called for carrying the ball. Bulldogs will have it on the far sideline. Chance to take the lead. Exactly 5 minutes left in regulation. Jordan Ramirez, who has 9 points, second leading scorer in Hermiston behind Andreessen's 13, gives to Andrew James on the right side. James, the 3-year starter for Hermiston, right wing. James, a 3-point shot. Too hard off the back iron. And Jerome's got the rebound. Gives far sideline to Newsom. 39 apiece as Newsom weaves it into the front court. In the lane, righty shot, short, and 2 shots coming for Tyler Newsom at the line. The foul is on Andrew James. He has 4. And it's a 14 foul on Hermiston. Newsom has not shot tonight at the foul line. His first one is going to roll out off the back iron. And Cole Smith will come out.
He missed the and 1 in that first period.
Oh, that's right.
So he's 0 for 2 in the game right now for Pendleton.
39 apiece, and front iron rolls out to the left. It's tipped out. Mendez touched it last, battling with Camp.
That should have been a foul on Camp.
4:35 left in the fourth quarter, 39 apiece. Now Newsom missed both foul shots. Let's make note of that. He's 0 for 3 from the charity stripe. Lob it in up top to Camp. Camp will hand off to Newsom. Newsom, he's been doing his best this season. Caden Smith impression, who's played for 4 years and now is at St. Martin's. Underneath, jump ball. Ortiz tied up by Camp under the basket with 4:23 left. Hermiston's got the possession arrow. Tied at 39.
Again, Camp come, around the whole back to tie up Ortiz that time. You can't get away with that without going over the shoulders at all.
Scoreless draw both ways. 4:15 left in the fourth quarter. Right side for Ramirez. Circles up top, lobs it near side. Ortiz, couple of fake passes. Now he'll give it back to Ramirez between the rings. Ortiz gets it right back. Lobs it in the left corner for Andreessen. Down onto the baseline for Mendez. Gets it back out to Andreessen. Around the perimeter they'll work. Cole Smith, right corner. Ortiz 3-ball over Newsom. It is short. Mendez tips the pass and Smith's got it on the near sideline. Back out to Ramirez to reset. 3:50 left in the fourth. Still tied at 39. Ramirez spins around. Lobs it. Andreessen 3-ball. Back iron too hard. Camp fouled on the rebound by Mendez. It's the 15th foul on Hermiston. Adrian Mendez called for his third. He'll stay. Thomas McCullough comes on and Cesar Ortiz will come off. 3:40 left in this thing, at least regulation. Who knows how much is left. The last time that Hermiston and Pendleton will play together in the conference. Off of the ball, foul called. Russell and Ramirez were tied up. And Russell is called for a tug. His 4th, 5th team foul. 3:30 left. Both teams have committed 5, so both teams have a foul to give. Tied at 39. Russell's got 4. James has 4 for Hermiston, and Mendez and Newsom each have 3. Cesar Ortiz gives far sideline to Cole Smith. Right corner for Ramirez. Ramirez down into the right corner. Andreessen back out to Ramirez up top. Near sideline Ortiz. Tied at 39 and a foul on the perimeter. Called on Shaw Jerome. Jerome's third. 6-team foul. That was the foul to give. At a timeout given to Casey Arston. With 3:12 left in the fourth quarter, it's a full timeout with the game tied at 39. We're back in 60 on KOHU. 39 apiece, 3:12 left in the fourth quarter. Eric Olson and Sonny Levy with you on AM 1360 KOHU at Hermiston High School. The final time that a decade of rivalry between Hermiston and Pendleton will meet in conference play. Near sideline, Cole Smith for Hermiston possesses Jordan Ramirez, Ryan Andreessen, Cesar Ortiz, and Adrian Mendez. Between the rings, Ramirez works out to his right. Pendleton zoning, 2-3 look. Ortiz, he's up top, now gives to Andreessen, who's the leading scorer with 13. Hands it off to Ramirez, circling back up to the top of the key. A very patient start to the possession. Kyle Tedder directing traffic to switch the defense. Near sideline, Ortiz tries a tray, stands and watches it, it rattles out. Rebound to Andreessen, back out to Ortiz. Down underneath, and it's out of bounds. Caesar threw it past Mendez. Pendleton ball, 2:22 left. 39 apiece. Andrew Earl in, Cole Smith out. Willie Camp and Shaw Jerome are in the front court waiting for the ball to come up court. Tyler Newsom gets it from Ryan Russell, and Dakota Sams is there as well. As Hermiston shows a little three-quarter court pressure. DeCamp, down under the right baseline, Jerome. Back out to Sams. Sams, and they want to get the ball into Russell's hands. Russell being face guarded everywhere he's on the floor. Excuse me, Newsom. Russell got it out. Left corner. Three ball rattles in for Tyler Newsom. And a timeout given to Kyle Tedder with 1:57 left in the fourth quarter. 42-39. The timeout is a full timeout. So let's let you know what's on the line. With 1:57 left and Newsom hitting the shot to give him 16, his second three-pointer of the night, to extend the Pendleton lead to 42-39. Pendleton's 14-9. They're 15th right now in the RPI. They're 6-2 in the Columbia River Conference, which equals Hermiston's 6-2. Now the Bulldogs are 11-11, and they're number 17 in the RPI. The winner of this game is the conference champion. So that's the first part. You're automatically into the round of 16. If your RPI ranking and your Collie ranking together have you in the top 16, you're guaranteed a home game in the round of 16. You'll get moved to number 8. That is what will happen to the Pendleton girls, who came into the night 10th and lost earlier this evening, 43-36. Now the loser of this game is going to be the 2 seed. They will be home next Wednesday, presumably, could be Tuesday as well, but most likely Wednesday, against the number 6 seed out of the Northwest Oregon Conference. Could be Rex Putnam, a couple of others in the mix as well. So it's just the conference title on the line, and the final time Hermiston and Pendleton will play in boys basketball when they're in the same conference, and they probably will not play at least next year. Right corner, Andreessen, three ball, steps to his left, leaves it up for Ortiz, 3 to tie, front iron rolls off, and a foul on the rebound. Mendez called for the hold underneath. Adrian Mendez is 4th, 6th on Hermiston. 1:38 left in the fourth quarter. That was Hermiston's foul to give. And Pendleton's lead is 3. Their ball. Bulldogs will start to show some pressure. All the way into the full court. Mendez back to the scorer's table. And now he came out and comes back in for Ortiz. The same thing that happened earlier tonight.
Yeah.
And so Ortiz has to stay in. Mendez has to come out. 98 seconds left in regulation. Pendleton by 3. Newsom takes the inbound. By the way, a foul right away wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. He's 0 for 3 from the line. Camp under the basket. At the 10, can't get the lay-in. There was a tweet. 2 shots coming. And the foul is on Cesar Ortiz, who Hermiston tried to sub out. He is not in late game situations, often on the floor defensively. He's an offensive shooting specialist. Usually it's Andrew Earl. Willie Camp does make the first at the foul line. He's got 11. Cole Smith comes to the table, and he'll come in for Thomas McCullough. 90 seconds left. And Willie Camp, the junior, who stands 6 feet 5 inches tall, sets his righty shot up and spins it in. He's got 12, 44-39. Ramirez will let it roll to half court before he picks it up for Hermiston. Ramirez gives it to Andrew James right side. Andrew James works his way to the paint against Camp and draws a blocking foul. Camp bouncing all over the place around Dana Reese and will be teed up.
Yeah, he had it. Forrest had it out top also.
Minute 24 left in the fourth quarter. Kyle Tedder's all the way down at the other end of the bench. And they're going to let the shooting foul go second. So Andrew James will shoot after Ryan Andreessen shoots. No, James will shoot first.
Yeah, it has to be the on-floor foul first.
Because Hermiston's going to get the ball.
Yep.
So Camp picked up the foul plus the technical.
That puts him to number 3 fouls now. Yep.
18 fouls on Pendleton. And Andrew James at the line. 2 foul shots coming. Andrew James has not scored tonight. Does it the first. First team All-State quarterback, led Hermiston to their second ever football state championship this fall. Has been very used to high pressure situations. Foul shots, no problem for Andrew. Now Ryan Andreessen comes to the line. Couple of technical foul shots to take. The 2 foul shots by James cut it to 3. Andreessen gets the first one to roll in out the front iron. Bulldogs will have the ball after this as well, with a minute 24 remaining. It's a 1-possession game. Can it be a 1-point game? Yes, it can.
Well, that's the one thing, Eric, we've talked about a lot of times this year is a player basically showing up an official for making a call, and that's exactly what happened to Willie Camp. Sure, it was a tough moment, but you can't do that kind of thing in a game, and especially have 2 officials see it and make the call.
Ortiz right wing 3 ball, very short. Ramirez has the rebound. Jab step into the paint. Lefty shot is up. Rebound pings around. Andreessen picks it up. Turnaround. Rattles home. Hermiston's in front on the Andreessen putback. 45-44. Final minute. By the way, Hermiston's down to 1 timeout. Pendleton's still got a trio of them. Kick in the left corner for Sams. Newsom wants it back up top. He will take it. Comes right around the Russell pick. Double team comes. Newsom kicks it back out. Long 3 for Sams. Very short underneath. It's rebounded by Smith. He'll hand off to James. Finds Ortiz. Ortiz back to Andrew James. Andrew James coming right. He's fouled by Newsom. Newsom commits his 4th. 37 seconds left. 9th team foul. So Andrew James, who just cool as the other side of the pillow, hit 2, gets a 1-and-1. Ortiz will come off for Thomas McCullough. Smith will come off for Adrian Mendez. McCullough, James, Ramirez, Mendez, they all got state championship rings when Pendleton was here the first time this year during the girls game. But James missed the front end of the 1-and-1. So it's still a 1-point game with 33 seconds left. And a carry of the ball called to the front court. Cesar Ortiz races back to the scorer's table. He'll check in for McCullough. 33.1 seconds remaining. 45-44. Hermiston will bring Cole Smith back in for Mendez. Kyle Tedder says everybody's got to come up. You've got to press. Newsom's got to press. He can't foul or he's done. 33.1 into the backcourt for Andreessen. It's Andreessen against Newsom. Andreessen gets around Newsom, gives near sideline Andrew James. Right back to Ortiz. Russell is right there. Kyle Tedder wants him to foul, gives it to Andreessen, top of the key at 20 seconds. Finally, Russell reaches out and fouls. Russell knew he was on 4, so he didn't want to foul out of the game, but nobody came to help him, so he was the one. He had to sacrifice himself. If he sacrifices himself, On the first opportunity, there's 6 more seconds on the clock. Instead, it's 18.8, and Richard Scott will sub in for Pendleton.
And Andreessen will get 2 shots on this, that being the 10th team foul.
Andreessen is 4 for 4 from the line. Andreessen's the leading scorer in this game with 17. He makes them both at the 3-point game. First one does not go. Pendleton's going to have a chance to tie or take the lead. 18.8 seconds remaining. The junior's second is true. 46-44 into Newsom. Catches against Andreessen. 15 seconds left. High pick, Newsom coming left. Foul called on the screen against Richard Scott. He's going to be the shooter. Thomas McCullough commits the foul, his second. 9th team foul. It's Willie Camp at the line. Camp's got 12. He's second only to Newsom for Pendleton. 12.5 seconds remaining. Camp could tie it if he makes them both. But he's got to make the first. It's a 1-and-1. Does. Cesar Ortiz will sub back in. Both student sections are on their feet. Everybody else seated. So Willie Camp will step up for one more. Camp's second is good as well. It's tied. 46 apiece. Timeout with 12.5 seconds remaining. And I think it's a full timeout. It is a full timeout. Hermiston girls won 43-36 earlier on tonight. Casey Arstein, Taylor Smith, Kevin Moore, Riley Smith in the conversation now. They're deciding whether they want to draw up. Andreessen's got 18. Ortiz, he's your sharpshooter, he's got 8. Ramirez is the quiet one, he's got 9. You know, we haven't seen a lot from Andrew James, but we know the moment's not going to get to him.
Yeah.
Who gets the shot?
I think whoever is covering Newsom, you go after Newsom, and you're tied right now. You go after Newsom. If you get the foul, he's done. You go into the line. If you don't get the foul, then you kick it back out, and whoever gets the ball off the kick out. Because whoever's going to do that, they're going to collapse to try and help Newsom out on the defensive side.
Casey Arstein, his second year as the head coach. He was the head tennis coach for a while at Hermiston. He served under Larry Usher for a long time. He played here. I talked to him yesterday. He didn't really remember a ton of Hermiston Pendleton meetings himself. Hit a couple of big shots in Pendleton in his senior year. Ortiz will inbound. Nobody's guarding the inbounder. Everybody will run towards Ortiz, and Ramirez takes it. 10 seconds left, 46 apiece. Ramirez jogs it into the front court. High pick from Mendez, leaves it right corner, Andreessen, 3 ball. Nothing but the bottom of the net! Time out! We will put time back on the clock. Andreessen has made it 49-46. The Hermiston students start to come down on the floor. Administrators start to come out and chase everybody back up into the bleachers. Ryan Andreessen, right corner, 3 ball. We got to see how much time they're going to put back up on the clock. Forrest McInnes, Jay Marlowe, Dana Reese are all together talking about how much time is left. There's still no time put on the clock. McInnes will come talk to Hermiston and tell them the situation. They're going to put 3 seconds on the clock. So Pendleton needs a 3 to tie. Wait, are they putting 0.3 of a second on the clock?
Yes. Wow. That can't even be a catch. That's just got to be a tip to the basket.
In the early 2000s for the Los Angeles Lakers, it is 3 seconds. So I don't get to make the rest of the Los Angeles Lakers joke, but in the early 2000s in an NBA playoff game, 0.3 was enough time to catch, turn, and shoot.
Yeah. It always was.
Although Hermiston's got to be careful. The students have to get back up into the stands.
Yeah, everybody's got to get back up into the stands. They don't want to get teed up right now just for the Hermiston delay of game.
The inbound will be Shaw Jerome. Jerome will get the ball from Forrest McInnes.
The last thing they want to do is give anything down to Camp down below. Let him have the lay-in.
Long pass up court. Andrew James intercepts it. He is grabbed immediately. Camp and Newsom were there. Andrew James, who once upon a time was probably the best secondary guy Hermiston had before he became their quarterback, picked off the pass. The foul on Camp is 4th. Andrew James, with 1.4 seconds remaining at the line, he's got 2 foul shots coming. Ice the game with 1. Conference championship, if it goes in, it rattles out. Let's just keep it interesting.
Well, now
1 more foul shot. Conference championship if it goes in with 1.4 seconds remaining.
Now you want to miss it.
No, because you can't tie down by 4.
Yeah.
Makes it 50 to 46.
I understand that, but the clock is running.
Long haul heave, and it's a end of game 50 to 46. Hermiston, propelled by Ryan Andreessen's 3-point shot in the right corner with 3 seconds left, gives Hermiston the Columbia River Conference Championship. In 2018, it wasn't the prettiest by any stretch of the imagination, but Hermiston wins in their final conference matchup with the Pendleton Buckaroos. We got a whole lot to piece together here in our Swinboaters postgame show. That's coming your way in 2 minutes on AM 1360 KOHU.